We are live.
Welcome to the True Sky Crew podcast, where we share our cosmic pearls of wisdom. Why True Sky Astrology? Because when we align with the true sky, we align with our true self. We are your hosts, Sachi and Janine. Thank you all for joining us live today and everyone who is watching on the replay. Today, we will be discussing April 2024 transits. So the agenda of the day is, hey everybody. Sorry.
Hey, everybody.
I'm a little loopy. I'll let you know. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody feeling? Got the live chat going. We're going to talk some transits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sashi is such a trooper. She just got off a plane.
I did just
Straight into an episode.
Couple hours ago. Got a shower in and now I'm here. So adjusting to time zone differences and such, but gotta show up for the True Sky Crew.
That's right.
So we will talk about the 2024 daily planner updates. Janine, you want to take that?
Sure. We're going to proofread. Okay, let me back up. My brain just jumped 12 steps ahead. We are working on April to December portion of the 2024 daily planner. It has been a very, very busy month this month. So, what we've decided to do is go ahead and get April finished completely and send it to you so April is there. We're going to sit down on Tuesday and proofread everything for April. So, you guys should, people who have ordered it, should get April on Tuesday. And then we're going to finish up the other 2 months, like April, May, June, and get that sent out immediately, probably by the end of March. But just in case there was like a day or two into April, we wanted to go ahead and get April to you guys straight away because we have solar eclipse coming up, and I know everybody wants to look at what's going on in the transits for that. It's pretty important to get that out there. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Yes.
And then, yeah, we're going to keep cruising on the rest of the stuff. We'll probably get the rest of the year done in April. We've got most of it done. It's just kind of like piecing everything else together, making sure, there's no typos and double checking everything. So, yeah, that's kind of our plan. That's our little update on that for you guys that, yes, it is in the works. It is still coming. We are working on it.
Yes. And, just if you already have your daily planner, then you know how extensive it is. And just to remind you, it is just us two doing everything. And every single piece of information that you see there is manually input by us. We ourselves, when we work separately, we cross-reference everything and edit ourselves. And then we also get together and go through line by line, day by day, piece by piece, planet by planet to make sure with a fine-tooth comb that we are giving you 100% accurate data for your daily planner. So we really appreciate your guys' patience for those of you who have already purchased it, because obviously you have what you need through March. We're going to get you April as soon as possible. But yeah, we're really working our hardest as much as we can to make sure that we give you the best thing possible. And like Janine said, you'll have the rest, the last 6 months by the end of April is what we are targeting for. Most of it's already done. It's mostly just editing. That's what takes like the longest time because we have to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, and you can only do so much at a time or you start to go a little nuts.
You get a little cross-eyed after a while.
Like,
you have to take breaks. And this is a beta testing year for this too. Yes. We like to change things and tweak things. We're really trying to find the most efficient way to do this process. Obviously, we're going to start the 2025 calendar well before the end of the year. So that will be done and we won't be
that's our May project.
Yeah, doodling around with it.
We're starting as soon as we finish this. We're already going to start on 2025, which is another thing we want to ask you guys. If you have any suggestions of ways that we can improve the calendar or the daily planner, please let us know. We would love to hear it. You can drop it here in the comments. You can put it on Instagram somewhere, DM us. We would love to hear from you. We've already added something for the rest of the months. We have a numerology section as well, so you can get the numerology energy of the day. So that's something that we've already added for April and beyond. But if you have any other things that you want to see or whatever kind of feedback, we would really love to hear it.
Yeah, we've added more details on like new moon, full moon with charts. It
So
gets
much
more
more
into the
information.
transit, like the aspects of each, kind of like how we digest or how we talk about it on the transit episodes where we get into the fixed star stuff and all the things. So more details, more details.
Yes. We're already adding extra. So
Yep.
just know that we're cooking up some good stuff for you.
And we appreciate you guys,
yes,
and thank you
so
for
much.
all your support for those that have purchased a planner. We really, really do appreciate you guys.
Yes, and the calendars.
And the
We see
calendars,
those
of course, the
orders
calendars.
still coming in as well. So we really appreciate everyone who's getting their True Sky information on.
Yeah, and we've been discussing for like prorated daily planner and calendar options. Like, say you find us in July, maybe we're going to do a prorated July to December option as well. We'll see. We've been talking about it. But I think that motivates people when they see like, oh, I don't want to pay for what is already gone in the year. We might offer that. And also we already offer a month by month option. Like you can buy just a month. So we will have that April month only option available for the daily planner as soon as we get it all
Tuesday,
finished.
pretty much.
Yeah, and the calendar stuff, we can post that whenever the April option for the calendar.
All the rest of the month.
Because that's done. We finished that project
a long time ago. And now it feels like forever ago.
It does.
So for those of you who have not gotten your daily planner or your calendar, you can go to sachitheseer.com. You can go to booknow/shop. And you will see that the full year daily planner, this is the PDF. This is where you will have January through March immediately sent to you within 24 hours. And then that may include April if you purchase this after Tuesday. And then the rest will be sent to you. So this is the item that we've been talking about since the beginning of the episode. The wall calendar, this is a physical calendar. You can order it. It will be shipped to your house. And we have the PDF calendar, which is an immediate download, the entire thing, and you can use it digitally however you want, or you can print it yourself with your home printer or send it to a printer, however you want to utilize that. And as Janine mentioned, we also have all of the January, February, and March. These are all immediate downloads. I'm not sure why it doesn't show it on these. I'll fix that. But these are all available immediately, the daily planner, just the month, and the PDF calendar. So we'll also be adding those for April very shortly, and actually probably the rest of the year for the PDF calendar. So just a note. So yeah, you can get that again at sachitheseer.com. So go ahead and head on over there and get your goodies because they are really amazing, amazing tools. I use both of them every day.
Daily, yeah. Yes, I hung my wall calendar up the other day and I was like, just please just punch. I'm like, look at that, look at that. I'd been carrying it around with me because I've been using it for the daily planner, like double checking stuff. And I was like, decided to hang it up.
So, nice. Yeah, I have like a paper one that I use like to scribble on when I'm doing the daily planner stuff, but I have like a nice printed one like hanging on the door next to our whiteboard and our like regular calendar that we use to schedule our lives and stuff. It's a real great addition.
It's super handy. Yeah, I use the daily planner every day basically. It's really handy.
It is.
And very comprehensive.
Really yes, definitely very comprehensive. And when you use it, the day goes differently. Like it's just so easy to align with things. And if you notice if there's any, like squares or oppositions, you're like, okay, well, if that hurdle comes up, I know exactly how to handle it. And
That's
boom, bang,
right.
bang. It's just so easy to navigate life.
Yeah, no surprises. It's much easier to move
Mhm.
through the day when you kind of have an understanding of the space weather,
Yeah,
the energy
exactly.
weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And I guess that also kind of brings us into the listener question that we had on our last episode. So, do you want me to pull that up
Yeah,
now?
we had it was on a YouTube, it was a YouTube comment on one of our episodes. And we've been getting multiple questions like DMs and questions about what do you do with all this high energy? How do you deal with it? Yeah, so the message was, what are we supposed to be doing during this time? Um, where'd it go?
I don't know. That's what I'm
It
wondering about.
disappeared. There it
Okay,
is.
there we
It's
go.
hiding. Any rituals or tips? I'm having a hard time. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people having a hard time grounding. There's a lot of Pisces energy incoming. There's multiple
Yeah.
planets sort of cruising into Pisces. Some are already there. Most of them are heading towards Pisces. Um, and there's just a lot of Pisces energy in April. So we thought this was a really good question to address
Mhm.
now, especially with a lunar eclipse upcoming this week and a solar eclipse on the 8th in April. So I did make a post that had a lot of good tips, but rest. That my biggest
Yeah.
comment is
Sleep, hydrate, rest.
take as much time as you humanly can. Like, work is such a construct thing, and when there's so much high energy coming in and the body is like recalibrating at a cellular level, like at an elemental encryption level, you need to sleep, you need to rest, you need to not have to have a plan or be doing stuff. And it's just like put everything down and just feel into every moment of the day, basically. And if you're feeling tired, stop. It's
Hmm.
that easy and that hard. In the overlays that kind of go on in society these days, it's like you're not worth anything if you're not doing something or producing something or talking about something. And it's like, that is so not true. You're
Totally.
inherently worth your value. You have inherent value just by being in a body, and half the work is just being here on the planet.
Yes,
So honor that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sleep.
Yeah, and yeah, as someone who like used to be a overachiever, workaholic, consistently doing almost like an OCD, constantly doing, constantly working, it is safe to rest. And that's like something that you have to calm your nervous system into believing of like, it is safe for me to rest. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to end up on the streets or anything like that. So just really be trying to relax and what like even when you rest, sometimes in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. Like turn that noise off. Like you have to actually rest. And it is safe and you will still be provided for. And that's something that I've learned even through healing chronic overworking is that I am still just as provided for, still I'm more abundant now than I ever have been. And work does not equal more money. Work does not equal more alignment. It does not necessarily bring you closer to your goals either. These are all energetic steps. So I've actually found like the less work that I do, the better life becomes. So, I mean, the thing is, like with True Sky Crew and stuff I do for my own business, it doesn't feel like work because I enjoy doing it. But that's another thing about all this Piscean energy is like the name of the game and the theme here is spiritual alignment. And your job, your choices, your partnerships, everything in your life, is it spiritually aligned with you? If it's not, it's gonna drain you. And that's plain and simple. So just yeah,
Yeah.
get your rest, get your sleep,
Yeah.
stay hydrated. And because if you are out of alignment with your own soul, that's when these big power days are even more likely to kick your butt,
Yeah.
because it's like shaking you, like, what are you doing with your life? Like, why are you doing things that you don't want to actually do? You know? And again, it's like the main program in the collective is that, oh, because I have to work. And it's like, you actually don't. And when you start doing the real work, which is the energetic shifting, that's when things are just constantly, showing up for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look around at the rest of nature. Nothing else in nature acts like a human being.
Right.
Like they
Rushes,
sleep when they're
overworked.
tired, they
Yeah.
eat when they're hungry, they play when they feel frisky. You
Hmm.
know, it's like
Exactly.
they are on a completely different planet than most humans.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
Exactly.
just permission to be human granted, right? Like
Exactly.
you're in a body, pay attention to the body. Like the
Yeah.
intuition comes through the body. So slow down and listen, breathe. In the post that I wrote, it's also in the YouTube feed and in the community section. Um, yeah, hydrate, eat clean, ground, take your shoes off, and share electrons with the planet, right? Like unload all those positive electrons that cause like free radicals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get that aura flowing. Go sit under a tree, go for a walk, get some sun. Those are the tips. There's also some other really good
Yeah.
ones. It's like
And when it comes to,
you might need to nest, or like you might need to stay away from people for a while. You might feel the urge to just hole up in your house and hang out. And that could be because your energy field is recalibrating. And it's like, I don't need anybody else's
mm-hmm.
codes in my aura for 24 hours. So like sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
might manifest like a cold that's gone in a day, but it's your body's way of being like, stay out of everybody else's energy in the collective. Like it's funny, I went to get in my car and go somewhere today and the battery was dead. And I'm like, okay, Venus and Saturn, I hear you. I'll just stay
Yep.
home today. It's cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's also the thing with Pisces being ruling altered states of consciousness, including sickness, is like, if you don't listen to what your body is telling you, it will scream it through sickness. Because if you can just listen to your soul and your soul says, like, stay home, it's like, okay, no problem. But if you're like, oh, but I said I would meet, so and so for coffee and shopping, and I told my parents I would help with this. That's when your body's like, okay, you need to effing listen. Boom, now you're sick. Now you can't go anywhere. And you don't want to manifest sickness as a reason for telling people no. So learn to
No.
say no, learn to set boundaries, learn how
Yeah.
to stay home.
Yeah.
Um,
Just look at
mhm.
it as a staycation. I think too, it can get
Yeah.
a little more, Pisces energy, you can get a little more disoriented or sort of dissociated. It can be very ungrounding. And some of the,
For sure.
there's modalities you can use. Massage is a really good, there's a Traeger therapy massage modality, which is like it releases emotions out of the fascia through gentle rocking motions. You can do those exercises at home, like somatic release exercises, if it's a people don't need to be up in my energy kind of day. That's a really good option. Tuning forks are a great option. Acupuncture is a great option. Body code, emotion code, great options. If it's what's coming up is harder to navigate, sort of psycho emotionally than that, then it's seriously reach out to somebody for help.
Yeah.
Because some entangled emotions can be really hard to untangle basically out of the body and energy field. It can be very complex as to how it's like maybe connected to an ancestor in a past life and a galactic life and an oversoul issue. And those come up as really big psychic knots. They can be very, you can go into states of psychosis, and that's very serious, not anything to sneeze at. So if
Mhm.
it gets
Especially
that
with Pisces,
ungrounding,
like,
it's
oof.
definitely reach out for help. And also at the same time, find some sort of energy practitioner that understands Akashic records and emotional healing and clearing, and work with that at the same time. So you're kind of working at both ends at the same time. But
Totally agree.
eclipses can bring that kind of stuff up, and that's kind of why I want to mention sort of the more serious side of it too, because sometimes it can just flip like a switch and you don't have a plan and it's not fun. So if it gets that serious, definitely have a phone a friend person
Definitely.
that you trust. Yeah.
And spiritual professionals for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what you're quote unquote supposed to be doing, which I guess there really is no supposed to be. I guess things that are recommended. It will look different for everybody. But in our daily planner, we do give a plethora of different things that you can be doing at different times. For each new moon and full moon, we give pretty extensive information. Even more so, April and beyond is a lot packed more with info. How you can utilize that particular lunar cycle. So it's pretty much kind of, you have your musings, mantras, and magic that you can be doing for that 2-week period. So you get like 2 packets of info per month. And then as we were talking about how we use our daily planner, we use it to navigate the energy. So every day looks different about, what you could be doing. It's more like the best thing that you can do is align with the energy. And so obviously there is a little bit of perception-based things of how you're reading the transits, but when you have that raw data in front of you, again, your soul is the one that's kind of giving it that kind of decoding what the energy means to you and how to navigate through it. So highly recommend using the tools that we offer to the collective so that you can easier navigate this stuff, make it easier so you're not having a hard time.
That's why we made it.
Yep.
For exactly this kind of reason.
To serve the community.
And I would say, to address in the questioning rituals, I don't really get into rituals as far as anything other than living a healthy life. And maybe my ritual would be like I check in and do body code every day for myself to see if there's anything that needs to be addressed. But I'm not a huge magical, let's make a, I don't know, any of that stuff. I just kind of, I mean.
So I do, but it's more the intentionality. So something that we really like to do in our household is like, cooking with intention. So, activating each ingredient for what it's known for, or putting your intention in the food as you're stirring it. It's not like you have to have a cauldron and throwing in bones and stuff, but you could make a soup. That's totally your thing. You could do a ritualistic soup. We do a lot of different types of rituals, but that's something I recommend because everyone's got to eat, unless you're fasting, of course, that's another ritual. But, putting intention in your food, putting intention into, anything that you do. So every time you open a door, you can say like new doors are opening for me. Every time you close a door, you can say, doors that are not meant for me are being closed and I will not access them. When you're brushing your teeth, you're affirming that that your throat chakra is cleansed. Everything that comes out of your mouth will be your truth. Things like that. When you're showering, I'm washing away energy that does not serve me. I'm washing away yesterday's energy. When I step out of the shower, I will be entering a new dimensional reality for this day where I'm on my highest vibrational timeline and so and so. So anything can really be a ritual.
That's the key right there, is like living in a state of love and gratitude.
Yes.
It's just a way of being. It doesn't need to be a ritual. It's just what you are, who you are, how you move through everything. So after a while, it kind of, for me, is like, I see rituals as things that try and manipulate something. Whereas like when you're in love and gratitude, like you said, cooking, you're always cooking with love. You're always putting that love in there. And if you're moving too fast, that's when you just go, take a breath. Nope, we're not putting that kind of energy into this meal, right? That's the way I think about it. So I just live my day, but I try and stay in that zone where it's like everything's rainbow and sunshine.
Yeah, again, it's just the intention. The intention.
Yeah.
It's the conversation that you have with yourself and with the universe as you're doing the things that you do.
Yeah.
You know, as you're going along with life. And that can either be a very mundane, sad, depressing experience. You know, some people's inner monologue is very downtrodden, or it can be a beautifully magic, ritualistic energy. And I choose the latter. I like to live with intention, and life only gets better and better.
Yeah, when you start contemplating the miracle of even existing, it's like, how can everything not be rainbows and sunshine? It's like, even though there's stuff in the world going on that, you know, doesn't seem so cool and things can get challenging, still, you can come back to the place of, it's amazing that I'm here. Wow.
I mean, even the rain cloud is amazing, right? You can't have the rainbows without the rain cloud. And
Yeah.
even when you're intentional, it's like, what is this rain cloud teaching me? You know, it's
Yeah.
bringing rain, emotional release about X, Y, and Z that I need to work on. But eventually you do vibe so high that it pretty much is rainbows and sunshine. I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, legit, I've been living in that energy for a couple
I
weeks.
know. Maybe it's just easy for Libras to do that, but I kind
I
of live
guess
in that. I live in that space,
Uh-huh.
basically.
It takes a
Nothing
lot of
can
work,
get me
though. It
down.
takes a lot of
Oh,
work to
hey,
get
my
there.
car
Yeah.
won't start. Must be a reason. That's all
Yeah.
good. Let's go do something else.
La-di-da.
Like, just immediately pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay. I don't need to go out anyway. I'll go dig in the garden for a while.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's kind of our advice
Yeah.
is, you know, if it's just something that you need to do a little reframe, maybe those tips will help you out. I really think resting and grounding is some of the most important. And if it's more challenging than that, definitely ask for assistance from somebody you trust.
Yeah.
Because eclipses don't play around.
Yeah, they do not. They are powerful portals that can land you on any timeline. And that's why it is very important to stay intentional.
Yeah.
Stay in alignment with your own soul. And that's that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what
Pisces energy coming up. Like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's what Venus and Saturn were up to today. I could feel it coming in through my crown. I was like, oh man, there's some major something going on right now. Like, I am getting retuned at the moment. And when I wake up tomorrow, I'll probably be on a completely different timeline. This is amazing. So, those two have been up to some stuff today, those girls. All right. So let us know if you have any other questions, specifically about navigating eclipses, or, I mean, we're already through the equinox, but if there's any comments about what came up for y'all through the equinox, let us know in the comments in the live chat.
Yes.
We love hearing from the crew.
Yes, we love hearing your questions. And if you have them and you drop them in the chat, sometimes we will answer immediately. Sometimes we will just save it to the end, depending on
what it
the
is.
Timeliness. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I guess
let's look at April.
The sun.
Let's start with the sun. Yes, indeed. All right. I feel like we're going to be able to move through this month pretty fast once we get past the new moon stuff. So we shall see. Look at what the sun's doing this month. Pisces to Pisces, Aries Cetus void on April 19th. And then into the Aries Cetus void on the 23rd. Girl, that 23rd day, I gotta make a note of that already because I saw something else that coincided with the 23rd. I think it's the full moon. It's feeling kind of like a powerful day. So sun is going to be finishing up moving through Pisces this month in April. And getting into that really juicy triangulation Pisces, Aries, Cetus, sort of that cosmic, I don't even know, Trinity window of awesomeness.
See if we can do this at the same time.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right.
So that's where it is currently?
This is no, on the 4th. Or I'm sorry, on the 1st. This is where the sun
right.
starting
April.
April 1st.
My brain. April.
Hello. All good. All right, let's see if I can. There. Okay.
Beautiful. So you'll see how it looks as the sun cruises across the fishes. So you can see below Pisces is all Cetus. There is a significant Difta alignment with the sun this month. Is that this month? Maybe it was last month. Maybe we've already had it. I'm sure I would have put it on there. It's probably last month. What day is that? The 1st?
This is the 5th.
Oh, that's the 5th. Okay.
And this is the 4th.
I'm thinking in my brain, I'm like, did I miss a fixed star alignment? I can't remember. I've looked at a lot of astrology today, you guys. If it is, I'll edit the slide and it will be posted on Instagram and YouTube, so you guys will have that update. So yeah, it's going to cruise across the fishes. There's, Cetus waters below. Cetus, I always feel like, is kind of like shadow Pisces energy. There's a lot of weird hybridization things that come through Cetus, a lot of things that need to come up from some really deep depths that doesn't always make cognitive sense because it's like pieces of things, I don't know. It can be like galactic lineages that don't mesh well with human consciousness kind of things. So it can be really challenging cruising through this part of sky. And that's what we were talking about earlier about sometimes when those maybe tougher emotional or, psychosis type pockets of things, if they show up, or you get really ungrounded, it can be look and see if the sun or a planet is aligning with a fixed star in Cetus that day, because that's a good indication that there could be something going on for you that Cetus is holding on to. So that little triangulation window we're talking about, the Pisces Cetus Aries void, is a little bit further. It's just outside the cusp of Pisces in that little band. So really it's before the first star of Aries, before it aligns with that first star in Aries. Yeah. So I think it's about 4 degrees, maybe 4.5 degrees. There it is, Mesarthim. So it aligns with Mesarthim. Sun aligns with Mesarthim on the 23rd. That's when it enters just Aries. Yeah, Aries Cetus, not so much blended with Pisces anymore, sort of waning out of that Pisces overlap energy and just, kind of cruising right between those two little guys right there. So
which
if you have
how off the tropical algorithm is, considering everyone says, oh, it's Aries season, when we just had our March 19th equinox, and here it is, the sun not entering the star system of Aries until over a month after.
Yeah. There it is, boom, and technically not even entering Aries, it's cruising the gap between Cetus and Aries. It doesn't, the sun, the ecliptic never crosses Aries proper. It is well above the ecliptic. And I know some astrologers talk about a band of energy, but it's like, if the planet's not there or the sun's not there, it's not where the energy is. A band of energy is a construct. It's a concept. It's not the thing. So just look at the thing to see what it's doing
for yourself.
Yes. So sun will be entering sort of that interdimensional birth canal this month, and I feel like those 4 days where it's sort of moving out of Pisces and moving into that Aries alignment, from the 19th to the 23rd, those are some interesting days on this planet. That I feel like is where the spiral up comes a lot of the time. Like, you think about astrology as like a cycle. It just goes around and around. It technically doesn't. The energy spirals. You have a chance to spiral up to higher dimensions. And I feel like that's the little window where it's like you've got an up ramp through that triangulation area.
Exactly. You can go up or lower.
That's true. You could go see this
where it's exactly. You could go see this or see that. Just be careful.
Yeah. So
But yeah, you can break
those
your
are the
cycle or
days.
you can repeat it. And
Yeah.
when you repeat it, it's usually lower even. Because the
Yeah, it
universe is
might
like,
be a
oh,
hard
this again?
cycle.
Really? Now
Yeah.
this lesson has to hurt you even more. It has to hurt you more for you to learn it until you can learn to say, wow, I don't deserve this type of pain. I don't deserve this type of suffering. I don't deserve this type of treatment, whatever it may be. It's like, get rid of the pain programs. Just feed it to Cetus, you know? She will eat it. She will eat all the lessons that you learned so that you can spiral higher.
Yeah, I mean, there may be parts of yourself that need to be recollected from Cetus too. So it can
That's
be
true.
soul recovery stuff too. Like you might have to make a dip down that way and go pick up some parts of yourself that have been really, really stuck. And it's usually with Cetus energy, it's usually more of a galactic lifetime type thing that may have influenced multiple lifetimes on Earth. So it could be a pattern that's coming from a galactic karmic lifetime that has filtered down. You haven't been able to clear it as a human, so it's been traveling with you for multiple lifetimes. So it can be those kinds of nuggets, and that's when I say sometimes the Cetus stuff doesn't make sense because maybe it's a lifetime as a Sirian, maybe it's a lifetime as an Andromedan, and it's like it just doesn't compute in your brain, especially if you're not really well versed with like, oh, I've been another star being, race kind of thing. When those memories aren't there, you don't have access to those memories, it can be a little bit challenging. So
Hmm.
just be open, like,
And sometimes
be
it doesn't need to
receptive.
make sense. You just have to have a professional who knows what they're doing to help you clear it. Or
That's true.
sometimes it can be, again, it can be the most bizarre, weird things that happen. Like for me personally, the other day I was out in the middle of the ocean with Zuby, just the two of us, snorkeling in the middle of the ocean, listening to the whales and the dolphins and listening to their song. And I was getting downloads about like basically all of my past life gunk, galactic, lifetime gunk is just being cleared so that it's not holding me down in this lifetime so I can move forward in new ways. And like for
That's
me,
amazing.
all I had to do was be in the middle of the ocean by myself and like listen to those sound waves. And that's all I had to do.
Yeah.
For some
And
people, it
that's
may be
that's the other
something,
archetype of Cetus too, is the whale. So
yeah, it's the high
yeah.
vibe, like galactic historian. And,
Yeah.
have you ever seen Mrs. Davies, Janine?
No.
Okay, I highly recommend it. I think it's right up your alley. And also, any listeners here, I
Okay.
also recommend it. I think it might be a Peacock original. It might be on Hulu, it might be on Peacock. It's one of, I can't remember, but, or maybe if you have some other streaming way, highly recommend Mrs. Davies. It is a very, it's very, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's interesting. There's a whale in it, so a little bit of a spoiler. Um, but it's a very spiritually attuned show and also goes to show how bizarre like spiritual attunements can be and what you have to do and how just weird all the pieces that come together end up bringing a certain result. So, really highly recommend to everybody. When you're talking
That
about Cetus
sounds
stuff, that is the show you want to watch.
nice. I love bizarre. That sounds right up my alley.
Hmm.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah. So before the sun, makes it into this little Cetus, Pisces, Aries triangulation area, it does make a bunch of fixed star alignments, mostly through Andromeda. Um, Alpharat's on the 5th, Sadirada on the 11th, Andromeda Galaxy, that'll be a big day on the 17th. Sun aligns with Andromeda Galaxy. Oh, yes, please. And then Mirac on the 20th. All those are found in Andromeda constellation. On the 27th, Sun aligns with Hamal, which is the Aries alpha star. So getting some straight up Aries Sun energy. That might be a really interesting, powerful, like moving and shaking kind of day on the 27th. You just might be jazzed up to go do stuff. So some fun. I love the Andromeda energy. It's very high vibey. It can lift you straight off the ground. Like it's that high vibey. So that I really do feel like this month grounding is just go sit in the grass, just spend more time chilling out and appreciating nature and slowing down so that those attunements can just come through. I love that sun aligns with Alpharats before the eclipse too, the solar eclipse on the 8th. So it makes that alignment on the 5th. And Alpharats is so interesting because it's kind of a shared star between Andromeda and Pegasus. So it's like a place where you can, that alignment, like there's genetic downstepping of that really high, almost inaccessible to a lot of people, the Andromeda energy, but can come and start creating galactic templates. And like the galactic DNA recoders, people who have a lot of Pegasus alignments in their natal chart can really access that and turn it into templates where more people can start having access to Andromeda energy. So if you've got people with a lot of, friends with Pegasus alignments, go hang out in their aura that week. Like go download the codes that they're receiving, because it can help you upgrade too. It's like start running that newest operating system, basically. Go get your upgrades. And get a little hit on that before the eclipse, before we open that next solar cycle. So that's what the sun's doing. It feels very, I don't know, feels very high vibey to me.
Yes, it does.
I like this part of the sky.
Me too.
I like all the Pegasus and Andromeda alignments.
Yeah, I love Pegasus. I love Pisces. Even Cetus.
I have appreciation for Cetus. Yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for Cetus. Not the easiest archetype to navigate, but it is, like Sachi said, the galactic historians come through these placements. They do so much recovery on those galactic parts of themselves that they remember it in a human body to share it with others, that this is, hey guys, this is the thing, right? So it is a big responsibility, but usually comes with quite a lot of work with Cetus. So once you get to the whale part, you're more in the ease, the tuning of sort of the waters. You just kind of cruise around tuning things, sharing your wisdom kind of thing. I heard somebody the other day say that whales are aquatic dragons, and I was like, ooh,
that tracks.
100% yes. I feel that. I'm like, that's amazing. So it's, the more yin dragon energy would be the whale energy. So once you get to the higher octave of Cetus, that's what you're moving into.
Which is also strange because of mammalian.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, it's a very interesting, hybrid energy.
Yeah, they're aquatic air-breathing mammals. Yeah.
Yep. And it's interesting, we said once it aligns with the first star of Aries, it's technically Aries season, but as anybody can see, the sun is actually closer to the Cetus star system than it is Aries until we get,
about halfway. Yeah.
So, if you haven't caught our first or our second or fourth episode,
second episode
on Aries and Cetus, you got to check that out because, by definition, Taurus is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the first one that crosses the ecliptic.
Yes. This is the void portal, the birth portal. It's not in this world. That Cetus Aries and the Pisces Cetus Aries especially is not of this world kind of energy. So yes, the realms of consciousness. Once I realized, after looking at the constellation, I'm like, oh, it's a consciousness bridge because look at Aries. He's looking Cetus in the eyes. I'm like, oh. It was game on for that archetype for me. It's a consciousness portal. So good times, but that will come more online as the sun transits through there in May. So we're just getting a preview in April at the end of the month. But we will go all the way through the Pisces Cetus Aries void. So buckle up for that one.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be intense.
Yep.
All
Feel
right,
good
ready
about
to
the
head
sun.
to the moon? Yep.
Yeah, let's go to the new
Sure.
moon.
Doing the same
New
thing.
moon solar eclipse.
Woohoo! And as we mentioned, we are going to have so much information on this when you get emailed your April daily planner stuff. We have lots of extra pages
Yeah,
so that
we've
you
been working hard on it.
can ride these waves because holy moly, all of this energy is just otherworldly. That's really the only way to put it.
Yep. So there it is. It doesn't show the nodes on here. Oh man,
The
that's a bummer.
it does
Although
not. I will pull that
we
up.
do have the slides, but it's good for people to see where it is in the actual sky.
Yeah, let
But
me
we'll pull it up
pull.
so you can see where the node is too, because I think it's about 4.5 degrees
Uh-huh.
from the new moon.
And that's why this eclipse is just going to be so otherworldly because I mean obviously sun and moon are both, in Pisces, but Mercury's there, Venus is there, Neptune is there.
I'm pretty
The
sure
sun and
it's
moon
going to
are
be exactly
particularly
conjunct
activating
Chiron.
Mercury, but yeah, Venus and Neptune. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Chiron's
It's
there
going
too.
to
All
be
right, let's pull
exactly
up the.
like you guys, exactly. When I saw it on my software, I about fell on the floor. I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be make or break for some people." It's either going to be a glorious bridge into the nether, the ether realms, or it's going to
Uh-huh.
be some rough riding
Yep.
with
29,
Chiron.
29, 29. They
Yeah,
are all at
they're all
29
sitting
degrees.
at 29 degrees. So it's hard to see on there. I don't know if you can zoom in, but Chiron is a little gray line. So is the North Node. It's like two gray lines sitting together, and the sun
Yeah,
and
like
moon are
right here,
underneath the gray line. Okay.
or is it right here?
No, yeah, I don't know. You would have to zoom. Let me see if I can. Oh, I
Wait.
can zoom
I don't think I
in.
can.
It's not the ones closest to the edge of Pisces. It's yeah, about
This one?
yeah, that
Okay.
is Chiron and sun and moon. Yeah. And the one
That makes
closer to
sense.
the Pisces symbol, which you can hardly see, is the north is
And
the
20.
North Node, yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it would be here. That's 29
So
degrees.
they're kind of
Yeah.
mid Pisces. There's no doubt they're in Pisces.
Yeah. And yeah, and then we have everything else in Pisces too. So this
Mm-hmm.
is a super intense Pisces stellium. This is going to be otherworldly, dreamy, interdimensional. You may have certain spirit guides visiting you. You may have entities trying to come through because there are going to be so many interdimensional portals open. So make sure you're protecting yourself during this time. Make sure that you are
Yeah.
spiritual aligning with yourself.
Yeah. I would say for the lead up, for some people, depending on what, I don't know, for me, it always helps to fast a couple of days before, like not a strict fast, just like eat really clean. I'll eat like one salad a day and then I'll drink juice or tea for the rest of the day. But if people have, I don't know, like this in their sixth house, I would say maybe fasting would be advised to help run some of that high juju through. um
If
that's
you
that's
if like
it's
you're
kind
a
of a personal choice, but
if you're a spiritual practitioner and you're, already pretty deep in your journey, then I would agree.
mm,
Fasting and even like doing things to purposely leave your vessel if you know how to actually
yeah,
project and things like that. This is a great time meditating and, transcendental meditation, all that sort of stuff.
hmm,
If you are not, if you're or just getting started on your spiritual alignment, we'll put it that way. Um, or you don't really have your footing with, spiritual work and leaving your body, I would not recommend fasting because you probably need to ground more than anything so that you don't get swept into the ethers of like
yeah.
who knows where. But definitely eat clean no matter what.
Eat clean, yeah.
Fruits,
because
veggies.
it's opposite Virgo, right? The
Yes.
South
Yeah.
Node is in Virgo. It's good, healthy habits, patterns, and routines. Whatever that is, cut out the crap food, and you know you'll be okay. But for this is pulled for New York City. It falls in the eighth house. I think is it in the eighth house?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the eighth house. So yeah, that's Scorpio Fucus territory energy wise, as far as houses go. So could be some interesting divine union stuff, or if you have a partner, it could be doing some of that eclipse stuff with your partner.
It's definitely a lot of shadowy stuff, transmutation, alchemy.
Yeah, on the deeper side, it's
Yeah.
definitely death, rebirth energy for sure. You know, solar eclipses open new solar cycles, so it proves to be a very interesting eclipse.
But look where it is in your personal chart, everybody.
Yeah.
And that will give you a little bit more indication on how to utilize this type of energy. And if you need help reading your chart, you can book a session with
Yes, indeed.
one of us.
I think it's interesting too. I like to look at yods and charts. I discount the ascendant because that depends on, but there is a yod with the south node. And what is that? I think it's Jupiter and Mars. South node, Jupiter, Mars, yod. Not, you know, it's not coming off of the eclipse side, it's coming off the south node side, but I still feel like that's pretty darn significant. So there could be a huge expansion of masculine energy in this coming from a past life. Like I'm kind of excited about it, honestly, because I'm like been doing this work for many years, and I'm like, oh yes, stuff is getting ready to integrate in a big way. So I think it's gonna be fascinating. Can we look at the aspects? I don't think there's that many aspects coming off of this.
Let's see.
On the little graphic thing.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna read it on the chart. Oh,
yeah, it's a little harder. I had to screenshot it because I couldn't get to where I could email the stuff. My card wasn't working, so I was like, screenshot. Aspects: conjunct Chiron and Pisces, opposite South Node in Virgo, semi-sextile. That's the only other aspect is a semi-sextile to Jupiter, and Uranus in the Aries seat is void. Semi-sextiles are very minor aspects, but they're kind of like the next door neighbor that you really don't know very well. You know, like I don't really talk to my neighbor because you just don't. They can be a little bit awkward to integrate. Like you do have to have, like I think you called it, like you need the Rosetta Stone to understand how to work with those. So it's fascinating that Jupiter's in the mix there because of that yod with the South Node Jupiter. So it's probably really close to also a yod with Jupiter and Uranus, both, and then Mars, and then South Node. That is some squirrely ass energy right there. If Uranus is also tentatively in that orb on that side of the yod. So let it be weird. Let it be big and weird. Just let your freak flag fly. It feels like a whole cycle of that, like really moving into the spiritual cycle of, so I'm weird. Who cares? Let's go do this thing. Let's do this.
Exactly. It's like I'm going to do what is in alignment with my soul, and that's that. And that's it. That's the end of the list.
Yeah.
Under the list of the things that you're meant to do here. And it looks different for everybody.
And anything that is blocking that alignment needs to be transmuted. Like I just feel like the solar cycle is going to bring that up so you can make some different choices on that.
Yep.
So listen up, because these are good. These cycles are good for 6 months to a year. Like sometimes it can overlap for a full year, but strongly in play until the next set of lunar and solar eclipses, usually October, November. So that's what we're going to be working on for this one. Get your spiritual pants on.
That's right. Which is no pants sometimes.
Yeah, which is no pants. Yeah.
Ground your bum. Go sit
Ground
outside.
your buns. Tune your root chakra.
Ground Uranus.
Good times. So I love too that the sun and the moon are about 2.5 degrees from Andromeda Galaxy for this. Like, woohoo, yes, Andromeda codes incoming. Like, not even Andromeda constellation, Andromeda Galaxy, y'all.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that's all pinks and purples and crystals, and I love that vibe. Pastel rainbow. So yeah, if you can astral travel, you will be. If you have clairs turned on, they will be coming online more. Maybe a little disorienting at first. You know what to do. If you've been on your path, you know what to do. You've got the protocol probably down pat. It's upgrade time. Good times.
You got it.
So the North Node itself is hanging out Alpheratz. That's that star that goes between and transducing high vibe Andromeda energy into genetic templates that can be utilized. So that's in play. That's huge. Is big transduction energy for this one. And then the South Node is aligned within 1 degree of Eta Draco. So definitely dragon energy on the other side of the chart with South Node. With South Node, it could be like bringing up those parts of you that you have dragon aspects, and it's reintegrating those parts from the South Node.
Is Eta Draco the first one?
It's called Aldebaran.
Oh, okay. Aldebaran.
I think it's in the middle. Okay. I think it's in the middle of his body.
ALD.
Click on that one right in the center of his body. I think that's a little bit further back. No, maybe not. I thought it was that one.
Oh,
there. Oh, that's out. No, that's Aldaba. It's called Aldebaran. I'm pretty sure it's in the middle somewhere. It might have that. It's Eta Draco. I don't know if that helps.
Eta. That's
ALDE.
ALD? ELD.
ALDE. Aldebaran. BAINE. Not Aldebaran. It's not coming up.
Interesting.
Well, it exists. You guys can go check it out on your Sky app, Eta Draco or Aldebaran. Maybe next time I'll type out the actual name. So, no, it's not in the tail. Oh, that one.
All right. Well, we will find it sometime.
It does
I'm
exist.
sure Googling it. Yeah.
Maybe it's ALDHE. Hang on, I'll look it up in my Sky app.
Yep, there it is. Or no, that's Aldaba.
No, that's not the right one. Let's see. ALDHIBAIN.
Yeah, no, it's not showing up.
ALDH. It doesn't come up.
Oh, I just Googled it and it says like ATHEBYNE. Oh, okay. So, it's this one.
Yeah, I don't know
my Greek,
my Greek letters.
Mine is very limited since not being in academic math anymore.
I knew it was right in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's it right in the middle of the body.
Dragons do exist, and that's proves it. All right, we found it, y'all.
Yeah, that's what the South Node will be aligned with for that.
And North Node and South Node, again, are calculated points. That's why they don't show up in this.
On a Sky app, we're going to have to fix that.
That's true.
App developers call us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
So I feel like that's an interesting one because it's in the middle of the dragons, like a quantum dragon portal,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just because of proximity in the body. It's like, okay. So powerful stuff for the new moon.
Absolutely.
Solar eclipse. Anybody going to see the solar eclipse? Drop some comments. Let us know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be going to Texas. I'm
Ooh,
going to
yeehaw.
like the peak of um the longest duration of the eclipse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
Doing a little camping. Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound really fun.
Feel good about that?
I think so.
Anything else we want to share? Ground, drink water,
Mm-hmm. Sleep.
ground,
Also,
drink water, ground, drink water.
definitely record your dreams. Get them decoded if you can. If you can do it yourself or hire a professional to do that, because Pisces rules the dream realm. So listen
Yeah.
for
Give
messages.
yourself some space to daydream, to
Yeah.
meditate, do a
Mm-hmm.
little, maybe not too much breath
Imagine.
work because that can blast you off, but maybe
Yeah.
some really low and slow belly breathe, lay on the ground and do some really just deep, slow breaths. And yeah, just kind of spend some time in the daydream state, in that in between
Mm-hmm.
state, because stuff will definitely percolate on through.
Yes. And highly recommend to avoid substances unless you are, working with a shaman or something like that. Because Pisces energy it'll already feel like you're drunk
On
slash
stuff.
high
Yeah.
slash, tripping, whatever. So to add that to the mix, especially if you haven't been doing, your inner work, or if you feel spiritually out of alignment, uh, that may really send you somewhere you don't want to be.
Yeah.
So
That could send you into some Cetus
hashtag,
pockets.
yeah, exactly. Hashtag stay sober.
Yeah, highly recommend staying clean through that.
Definitely.
I mean, even if you think you can handle it, the eclipses, the planets are way bigger than you. Don't push your
Ex-
luck.
Yeah,
I'm speaking from experience, not from
me too.
doing plant medicine or anything during an eclipse, just from the eclipse and projecting myself through the time matrix during an eclipse and the psychosis that ensued for the next year and some change. Don't recommend substances through
Yeah.
eclipses. Just do normal stuff.
Hmm.
So, shall we move on to the full moon?
Sounds good.
The full pink moon in Virgo. Second full moon in Virgo.
Yep.
Getting ready to have the first one in a couple days here at the
Yep.
time of recording,
And
but
it's
there
gonna
will
be
be a
an
second one.
eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
lunar
coming is the
eclipse.
eclipse.
Mm-hmm. Full moon lunar eclipse. But this one will also this one in April will also be in Virgo
Hmm.
because she's a large, lovely lady. On
Yes, it
April
is.
23rd, 7:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is gonna actually be a very, very minor lunar eclipse. The lunar node is about 10 degrees, just under 10 degrees orb to the moon. So technically a slight eclipse effect here. You're not gonna see anything, like it's not gonna look like a blood moon. It would literally just be winging one little corner of the planet, one little side of the planet or the moon somewhere. So very minor effect, but you might feel it energetically. You probably won't see it. Uh-oh. I think we lost Sachi. Okay. Well, let's go to the notes and wait for her to come back. Okay, so significant fixed star alignments. The moon will be aligned at Mia Placidus in Carina constellation, uh, within a 2-degree orb. Welcome. Hello. Uh-oh. Do we have sound problems? I think we're still live.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there you
Okay.
are.
All right. Sorry about that. I
That's
lost.
okay. I was still rolling. I think we stayed live.
Yeah.
I was like, that's happened before and we were still live, so I'm just gonna keep going. So I was talking about the moon being aligned with Mia Placidus for this, which is in Carina constellation within a 2-degree orb. The sun on the opposite side will be, this is the interesting day at that Mesarthim star in Aries, that very first cusp star. So the sun is going to be moving into Aries on this full moon, like literally while it's happening, which is fascinating to me. So leaving the Pisces Cetus Aries void, the sun on the other side, and moving into Aries Cetus void. And then the aspects, obviously, opposite sun. Did I in Pisces? I think I need to change that. At the Aries Cetus. Oh man.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here.
Wonky
Clearly, there's
doodle.
something going on with this full moon. As soon as we tapped into it,
Really?
do. Or it's just my
Interesting.
Wi-Fi. All right.
Oh, here's what's going on with it. Square Pluto in the Sag Cap void. And Pluto will be aligned with Altair. Like it's still approaching the exact alignment, but it's close enough to be aligned within less than 1 degree. So there will be a T square with the sun, the moon, and Pluto is at the apex of this. So there you go. That is going to be a whopper. That's a whopper of some energy coming through. Interesting sort of death and rebirth energy there. Pluto's in the Sag Cap void. So in that transition space between Sag and Cap. So that one feels like it might have a little punch to it as well, you guys. But you know, the moon is in Virgo, so it's probably going to help you rewire some habits, patterns, and routines. I would just say be proactive with this one. Like, don't let Pluto have to throw some health stuff at you to get your attention, basically. Don't let that stuff, you don't need that to manifest.
It's like if you did your work for the first Virgo full moon, the one that we have in a couple days on Monday, I think, Monday or Tuesday. If you did your work during eclipse, the whole eclipse cycle, the Pisces eclipse as well, this moon should be a piece of cake. But like Janine said, if you are refusing to integrate and to make the changes you know you need to change, Pluto will come in and smack your ass.
Yeah. And it could be a
Pluto does
collective
not
type
ever
energy
end.
too. Yeah, like it could be some weird health stuff, collectively speaking. So I don't know, just when you're watching the news, just scan with one eye on that kind of like, is there anything trying to be manifested?
Right.
Because being aware of it squashes it, basically. You're like, if anybody understands how that works and how others use planets for rituals, you can be like, oh, I can see that something might try and come through like that. Cancel, delete. No thanks. Don't need that timeline.
Yep. Collapse the timeline.
Collapse the timeline, right? I'm healthy and abundant.
Always.
In all things. My routines are impeccable. Yep. So yeah, it's interesting that we'll have a little bit, it'll be just a smidge of an eclipse energy too. I was like, yeah.
Yep. And this is a full moon, so it's all about releasing. So it's more about getting rid of bad habits than it is starting new good ones, if that
That's
makes
true.
sense. Yeah.
Maybe it's like collective bad habits that get, because that Pluto influence, it's like maybe there's just something that can fall off that is a collective energetic, like, gosh, working too much does suck. I'm going to downscale. Like I'm going to take care of my health more. I'm going to, try and make my day more pleasant, more like a vacation every day and love what I do. And, that automatically equals better health, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to slow down. I'm going to get a better desk, better chair, or I'm going to leave. and do my own thing. Do
Yeah,
what my
I'm gonna
soul
start
wants
my
me to
own
do.
business. Yeah,
Yep. And Pluto will definitely help you do that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Any
Because
shifts, big shifts you want to make, Pluto is the one to work with.
yeah, deep subconscious transformation of something. With the moon in Virgo too, it could be like clearing out some lunar matrix, like at a collective sort of. Because I feel like lunar eclipse effects, even though this would be a really, really minor one, they tend to be collective earth shadow, right, being projected to be reflected. So it could be lunar matrix things energetically that could drop off, like distorted feminine coding that can drop off. So more of those angelic templates can manifest, can shine through. So that's an
Yep.
interesting way of looking at it on a bigger picture scale.
Yep. And if you haven't seen our Virgo episode, highly recommend it because that's going to shed a lot of light on, well, what's already happening during March and then also what is upcoming in April. Because Virgo is the angel. It helps you access those utopian timelines through high vibrational light.
Yeah.
So get your wings on.
Get your wings on. That's great advice. Feel like it's incoming.
Yeah. Oh, show.
Okay. Feel good about that one?
I think so.
All right, let's move on to Mercury. He's just dropping the beat from the get-go this month. Oh, Mercury, putting it in retrograde day one. April Fools. It's not a joke.
Backing it up, backing it up.
Right. I just went
It-
all the way through Pisces and now I'm going to go through Aries. Haha, just kidding.
exactly. It's like, kind of like that one SpongeBob episode where Squidward goes nuts and SpongeBob is like, "Are you finished with those errands? Are you finished with those errands?" Because Squidward like takes a day off. It's like, "Are you finished with those lessons? Are you finished with those lessons?" That's what Mercury says so many times a year. And especially with all this Pisces stuff going on in April, y'all, like it is just so intense with the eclipse and Mercury being like, yeah, are you done with that? Are you done with that? Because Mercury is
Mm-hmm.
the most palpable of all the planets. That's why it's the planet of daily life. It's the planet of daily routine. Mercury is a ruler of Virgo. So it rules all that Virgo stuff and all the Gemini stuff, your brain and what's going on in your head all the time, and how you're taking in information, how your brain is computing, and then all that Virgo stuff, how you are building habits, what you're doing on a daily basis. Big stuff. And of course,
Yeah.
daily tech, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's Mercury retrograde's reputation, right? It gets
His MO.
for
Yeah.
messing up, messing with the tech stuff.
Yeah. And it's really about a recalibration of your own spiritual tech, like at a energetic level. So again, like how we were saying earlier, like if you're clairvoyant, more stuff might like Mercury backing it up is like, let's do some recalibrating, let's do some rewiring, so we can connect at this higher dimensional level, that kind of stuff. So that will probably be what a lot of us will be working on through this Mercury retrograde in True Sky Pisces. Let's see, what else is he doing? He begins his retrograde within 1 degree orb of Andromeda Galaxy. I'm telling you, there's so much Andromeda energy that wants to come through this month. It is incredible. So rework. He didn't quite cross the alignment mark with Andromeda. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not going to cross that line. We need to go recalibrate some stuff. Let's clean some stuff up, and then we'll go forward, and then we'll cruise over it. You can attune cleanly or cleaner, clearer through that transit when I go straight, when I go direct, right? So
Yep.
he's going to be working on that for us. Thank you, Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
He stations direct again around April 25th. Very close to being conjunct the North Node. So he's also helping us make life path shifts. Literally, it was like, I'm turning around at Andromeda and I'm turning around again at the North Node. I'm just going to travel right in between these two. Little joker. So he will be in Pisces all month from this little retrograde dance he's doing this month. So he does not make a sign change until May, which is unusual for Mercury. So we get all month. Just
Pisces.
Yeah, Pisces, Mercury and Pisces all month.
Mm-hmm.
On the 11th, conjunct the sun, reining in those attunements. Mercury and the sun. The 15th aligns with Chiron. The 19th, Venus. These are all in retrograde. And then the last one, on the 24th, it's like 24th, 25th stations direct right at the North Node. Doesn't quite cross the North Node, but it's within 1 degree to aligning exactly or conjuncting the North Node. So he's parked there for a couple days just to make sure you get all that North Node goodness.
Mm-hmm. A lot of soul mission activation.
Yeah. Activate those clairs. It really does feel like let's activate some of this tech, yo. Could be really interesting for some folks. Mercury being sort of the planet of verbalizing things. It could be singing, it could be light language, it could be, maybe it's like remembering. Well, that'd be more South Node. It's like remembering languages, but it could just be upgrades coming through. It
a lot
could
of Mercury
be.
and Pisces. I mean, it can also be like thought talk, or imagery in your mind. A lot of Mercury and Pisces is nonverbal communication as well. So it's like the way your energy is communicating, the way an aura is communicating, literally the vibes of the situation.
Yeah.
How it feels and what sort of information is being communicated.
Intuition. Yeah, accessing a new level of intuition. Yeah, cool stuff. The only fixed star alignment he has this month is on April 12th, Sadirada in Andromeda, which I consider the heart of Andromeda. So
that's a big one.
That feels like there's 2 arrows pointing at that, going like, hey, pay attention here. Some big Andromeda heart codes coming in. Actually, I think in this graphic, it looks like her left shoulder.
This.
Yeah, that's Sadirada. But
Delta.
In mine, it looks like her heart. I mean, your heart kind of is on the left anyway. So it's either the left shoulder or the heart of Andromeda. But it does feel very yin and receiving, like receiving Andromedan energy. Good times. Loving it. I'm loving what Mercury's bringing to the party this month.
Me too. Really great time to contact, basically anything that you want to contact. If you have certain spirit guides, angels.
You may not have to work at it.
Yeah.
They may come to you.
It's true. Just make sure you ask, like, who's calling? Yeah. Sorry.
Let's upgrade the tech, and then you're online with your guides 24/7. I mean, yeah, that's cool. As long as they let you get some sleep.
Yeah, that is a big one. Spiritual boundaries, even with your guides. Like, I need the rest.
Okay. Feel good with Mr. Mercury? We're ready for Venus?
Yep, I got
She's ready. Let's go. Venus. Okay. Moving on to Venus. My favorite planet. Venus is going to be cruising in Pisces at the beginning of the month and moving into the Pisces Aries Cetus void right at the end of the month. She doesn't quite transit out of that. She's still in that cosmic triangulation space. So that'll be fun at the end of the month. Venus making some quantum leaps there. She has, I think she's probably like the busiest planet this month. Conjunct on April 3rd, Neptune. Hoo-hoo, that's going to be an amazing day. That is going to be amazing.
Good. It feels like it's unconditional love.
Yeah, it's otherworldly, feminine energy, transcendental. Like, go lay in the grass. It'll be amazing.
Ineffable.
Enjoy yourself. Truly. Yeah. Just take the day off. Just plan on it.
Definitely. And right before 4/4.
Yeah, yeah. And on the lead up to the eclipse on the 8th
That's
too.
right.
So there's going to be a series of these things on the lead up that's going to be like attunement, 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 eclipse. April 17th conjuncts the North Node. So take all that good Venus Neptune juju and blast off
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the month. April 19th conjuncts Mercury in retrograde. Bing, bing. And on the 21st, Chiron. So that will be a bridging opportunity for sure. Like sometimes that could bring up like some of those more body centered clairs or and I'm trying to frame this in a way it was like you could bridge those things, like you might be able to access those things, but it might come through first as like discomfort. Like you might feel a lot of somatic discomfort or
Especially
things
in the
might
heart
show up.
chakra.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
may really feel it in your heart. Your heart may be having like heart chakra openings. So you may feel like flutters in your heart or literally like it's blossoming. And that's good. You want the heart chakra to blossom.
Yeah.
If it's in pain, if you have some
That's going to
angina,
come up first.
that
Yeah.
definitely can come up.
So if it's a challenging day, just know it's an opportunity to process through some of that stuff so the heart
Mhm.
chakra can open and blossom and hold space and compassion for yourself. I mean, that is so
Yep.
key with Venus is like self-love. Self-love is the bridge.
Yep.
So that's what's going on. That's on the 21st. Um, all in Pisces. And then the fixed star alignments, April 4th aligns with Sheet in Pegasus. Oh, there's the Difta star. I knew Difta was in here somewhere in Cetus. Okay, so there's April 4th.
We love
Yeah,
that
Sheet.
sheet.
Yeah. I love the 4 stars that make up the Great Square Pegasus. So that's why I always bring up Markab, Algenib, Sheet, and Alpheratz because those are the major core stars, structural stars of Pegasus. So uh, that's on the 4th that Venus aligns with that. So some good Pegasus juju coming in that day. April 7th, Difta in Cetus, completely different vibe. But still, there's some opportunities. So down there in the tail.
Or no, it's this one.
It should be really big. Maybe it calls it something else.
Is it the Deneb?
No, that should be it. Oh, I see what you're saying. It calls it Deneb
Oh, okay.
Kaitos. It might
Yeah.
have a different name. I was
Okay.
like, that should be
Just some
Difta.
binomial
Sometimes these things, yeah,
nomenclature.
different
Yeah.
apps call them different things. They have multiple names. Can make it confusing. April 12th, Algenib and Pegasus, another one of those stars in the Great Square Pegasus. Ta-da! On the what day are we on? Algenib, Alpheratz, the one of the that's the big. I feel like that's my favorite one in the Great Square Pegasus because it's the transducer between Andromeda and Pegasus coding. So that's going to be a super fun day for Venus chart ruled people, or if you're a Venus or you're Libra or what's the other Taurus, like you might feel some good juju that day.
Yay.
Yay. 22nd, Sadirada, the heart of Andromeda. So starts moving into Andromeda alignments. Venus is in Pisces, but starts making these alignments with Andromeda. 27th, Andromeda Galaxy, Venus people prepare to blast off. It's going to be amazing. The annual alignment with Andromeda Galaxy, probably personally my favorite alignment of any planet. Love that one.
Awesome.
April 29th aligns with Merak in Andromeda, which is the beta star in Andromeda. So pretty chunky star. And then at that point, Venus is moving into the Pisces Cetus Aries void. So it gets even more transcendental. So Venus is having a big month.
Yes, she
I think
is.
there's some big opportunities. I think it's mostly like awesome sauce. I think maybe the Mercury retrograde, there might be something to work on, and the Chiron conjunction, there might be something to work on there. And for
Yeah,
anybody who
definitely a lot of
hasn't
love
been,
healing, relational healing. It's like
yeah,
you have to heal whatever is blocking your access to unconditional love
yeah,
for yourself, the divine unconditional love that is given to you. It's a gift you have to give yourself. So that's a lot. That's going to be the work day with Venus. But in general,
hmm,
Venus loves being in Pisces. It is really just
yeah,
such a beautiful, etheric, loving, like water dance.
yeah. So
It is
somatic. It's like
so
belly
beautiful.
dancer vibes. Yeah, like,
Mhm.
oh, I just love being in this body and like just being able to touch these vibes and who bring it on this planet. Yeah. So
Mhm.
if you're not very attuned with your body, like the self love thing, even the North Node on the 17th, that might feel challenging unless you're very in alignment and then you're just like, yes, let's go into that dragon energy.
Mhm.
So that potentially could be challenging. Well, just see how it shows up for you. But it's an opportunity to move into the next level of something. So
Definitely.
fun times with Venus.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Venus.
Thank you, Venus.
Ready to move to Mars? Not literally.
Always got to say, because with how potent
Yep.
Mercury is, you got to make sure
Make sure you're
very
clear.
specific.
Yep.
Do not want to move to any other planet. We love Mother Earth.
We can astral travel there anytime. Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, hi. I finally turned my phone back on. Hello, people in the chat. Hello, hello. We are
Oh, yeah.
great.
Oh, hey, Melody. Thanks for joining. Yes, dreams have been wild for me too. Woo!
Yeah, been sleepy.
Oh, yeah.
Same. I've been on a creative streak this week, and it's like go to sleep, and it's like, but there's all these ideas.
I want
So
to do this.
I feel you on that. I am sleepy. I probably do need to get more sleep. Yes. Okay. Hello, Mars. Okay, Mars is 1st of April will be in Aquarius, already traveling through Aquarius. And on the 14th, moves into the Aquarius Pisces void for a few days. And then on the 20th, moves into Pisces. There he goes. And then he's traveling through Pisces till the end of April and on into March or March into May.
Yeah.
What month am I in? I don't know sometimes. So he will be making a sign change this month,
Yep.
going into Pisces. So what day does he move into Pisces? Towards the end of the month. So it's going to get
The
a
20th.
lot more intensely Pisces. I feel like Mars, the planet of action, is always
Uh-huh.
bringing some doing energy. Like I think we're really going to feel that transition.
Mhm.
I want to go do spiritual things, right? Like,
Yeah. It's like
yeah,
everything that you learn through April, which April is pretty much one giant Pisces stellium. Everything else
yeah,
is taking a backseat to this Pisces stellium. And once Mars hits into the Piscean star system, Mars is basically saying, all right, now time to take action on everything that you just learned
yeah.
etherically, energetically, aurically. Now it's time to do the things. And
Yeah,
Mars will help
things you
you.
through Venus,
Mars
things
will
you have
help you.
received. It's time
Hmm.
to do stuff with that now. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Okay, so
Hmm.
your clairs came on now more. Okay, let's solidify that by taking actions, right?
Yep.
Cement that into the neural pathways, that kind of thing.
Hmm. Or even like, with the Venus Chiron conjunction of, okay, maybe you have a person or a place that separates you from unconditional love. Maybe it's your current workplace. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a relative that just makes you feel unlovable in some sort of way. And you realize I have to give this up. I can no longer allow this in my reality because I love myself enough to know that I need to keep that away from me. When Mars hits Pisces, it's like, okay, time to walk the walk,
Yeah,
not just energetically talk the talk to yourself. So you really need to start making these changes once Mars is in Pisces because It's like you have to be taking action in spiritual alignment, or things are going to get funky for you in a bad way, not like disco funk. Like,
Right.
ooh,
You
this
might, yeah,
thing.
you might just feel called more to like, yeah, I want to take action on this thing. Like, I want to be more in alignment with myself. What makes you happy? I mean, that's really the question, is like, what makes me feel fulfilled and happy? And it might be a really natural transition. Like, I'm going to start doing this, and other stuff just falls off. Sometimes it's easy because you feel the alignment, right? I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to start, yeah, reading more books on whatever, something mystical, right? Or I'm going to learn how to open the Akashic records, or how do you read it could just be like taking a step in that direction in whatever way you feel called. Those are just some rando examples. So, yeah, it could be anything. Like if gardening is spiritual, maybe you start a garden, because that is being very in tune with nature in the natural world. That's a very spiritual thing. So, could also be otherworldly. Oh, I'm going to sit down and focus on astral traveling. I'm going to learn the skill. Daggone it. I'm going to start a practice. I'm going to start a dream journal. Like anything dreamy is great through Pisces season. It could be as easy as that. I'm going to start paying more attention to my dreams. That's the first step,
Definitely.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I've been keeping a dream diary daily for years. I started my dream diary in 2003. Um, and a couple years I fell off, but it's pretty much every single day.
Yeah, same. I couldn't even tell you when I started. I've been doing it for probably 15 years. So that's probably,
It, it is just so potent
yeah,
with info. And it's so funny how like the prophecies come true.
yeah,
Even if it's like 7 years later, you look at it, you're like, oh my God,
there it
there it
is.
is. There it
Yeah, the higher
is.
self communication that comes through in non-linear format, like you really do need to keep it over time,
Hmm.
keep a dream journal over time, because I have had dreams where it references other dreams. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I know I need to go back and read this dream because there's something connecting these two. And I go on this wild goose chase to figure out what it is. It's like, we're playing a game today. This is awesome.
Hmm.
So,
It's a super fun puzzle of your subconscious, unconscious mind.
yeah, non-linear,
Uh-huh.
non-local.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will learn a lot if you keep a dream journal. So that would be a great step for anybody through April, is start a practice like that. For sure.
Totally.
Or just sit down with the intention to meditate. Like that.
Hmm.
That's kind of a no-brainer for Pisces season. Yes, meditate, definitely.
Hmm. And again, meditation can look like a lot of different things. Meditation is not completely getting everything out of your head. That's one type of meditation. But meditation is mostly observing your own thoughts and being like, why am I thinking that?
Yep.
It's like
Where's
observing
that
yourself.
coming from?
Where's it
Yeah.
coming from? Whose voice is that? Where did I learn that? Why am I focusing on this?
Mm-hmm. That will lead you to many interesting places.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's a good one to start. Let's see. Significant conjunctions, April 10th, Saturn. Hoo-hoo, that proves to be an
That's big,
interesting
yeah.
transit.
And Aquarius too.
Yeah, in Aquarius. And the 29th, Neptune, another very significant one.
Hmm.
So it's really rubber meets the road with the spiritual practices, or taking some spiritual
Definitely.
actions, alignments.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like
This
being
month.
spiritually disciplined even, and like really
Mm-hmm.
making, yeah, like your spiritual practice disciplined in some sort of way, or organized or structured through Saturn. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
the Saturn
good.
in Aquarius one is intriguing because Aquarius is such a interesting character. It can be personal to you. It can also be kind of a collective, something that comes through groups. So that should be interesting, I think. Maybe you have a group of friends that want to start doing something to improve your energy body. Like I always associate Aquarius with like the light body and the light body tech and upgrades. because there's so much Pegasus alignments that come through Aquarius. But it can be cultivating something for yourself that you share, maybe on social media or with a group of friends. And you guys it's like group meditation kind of thing, or group breath work, or something you cultivate that you share with others. A discipline, right? A discipline.
Yes.
It
Teamwork
could
makes the
have a
dream
lot
work.
of other weird low vibe connotations.
Yeah, societal pressure, group pressure.
Yeah.
And we talked a
Yeah.
lot about that in March transits when Mars first entered into Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
But as it's leaving, it's like, again, that's when you're going to realize, like, okay, I don't resonate with this group of people anymore. Whether they're people that you work with, friend groups that you're realizing aren't real friends, you know, part lovers and things like that, that you no longer want to be around,
Yeah.
relatives that you're realizing I don't want to be around them. They don't feel like family. They don't uplift me, they don't support me. So definitely can manifest in the lower vibration. And again, that's all part of getting into that spiritual alignment with all this Piscean energy.
Yeah. Low vibe Aquarius energy can be very hijacked. It could show up as like karmic patterns coming up to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, you did some stuff. There's some karma here. We need to take a look at that and unpack it. We might see it play out in the collective, honestly, with Aquarius too.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be
Especially in
some
the
things.
science and tech world.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hijacking organic tech type things. Like if you're dealing with any lifetimes with sort of like hybridization trauma, that could come up too. Taking action to clear out your light body tech from stuff. So it could really present in a lot of ways. I think it's going to be one to watch for sure. I'm going to put an asterisk by that one because that's kind of like a wild card transit. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
even though Saturn's not that wild, it's the Aquarius side of it. It's like, ooh, I
Yeah,
don't know. That could play out in so many weird ways.
definitely.
Yeah.
Saturn's all about the box. Aquarius is all about
Breaking the box.
right, exactly. Deteriorating it,
Yeah.
experimenting
Although,
on which way to get rid of the boxes better.
yeah, Saturn, is pretty comfortable in Aquarius. It rules Aquarius, so it's not unfamiliar territory, and it's like the weird, cool Saturn. So yeah, wild card energy. Wild card energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Fixed stars, April 12th, Ashinar in Eridanus and Anka in Phoenix. Those are in the same alignment on the 12th. Mars aligns with those. Fun times. I really like that fixed star. Yeah, there's Ashinar in Eridanus, the river constellation, and Anka obviously is a phoenix, or Phoenix is obviously Phoenix, the constellation Phoenix. It does feel like an elemental re-encryption opportunity there with the masculine energy. So I think that's fun. If you've got inner earth guides or inner earth connections, like you might have access to that, or they might be lending you a hand that day or something interesting. Yeah. Stabilizing the connection. Um, there it is. And then the 22nd, 23rd, this one's the challenging one. Marcab in Pegasus and Zeta Reticuli in Reticulum constellation. So we know the Zetas, the gray, associated with the grays. So it feels like there's probably some cleanup to do there with some galactic template stuff. Mars might bring that to your attention and be like, over here, let's look at this line item today. All right, let's clean this up. Reattune those templates. That could also come through as like, I feel like the Pegasus energy is like amethyst order, which is already very masculine, father archetype energy. So that might be a great day to do some attunements in that direction. Great day for body code or like Reiki possibly. Like if you know somebody that does energy healing, I feel like it'd be a great day for that. Get yourself a leg up on that cleanup. And then April 30th, Mars aligns with Sheet in Pegasus, one of those stars in the Great Square of Pegasus. Holy sheet, Mars is going to align.
Great day to take a sheet.
All the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely getting some galactic template stuff. It does feel very sort of like we're attuning the elementals, we're also attuning the galactic templates with Mars this month. It'd be interesting if like purple shows up for people a lot because that amethyst order, what is that? It's like 15D in the sound in the creation fields, the light and sound fields. So it's non-manifested realm. Mm-hmm. But feels like that might be some inroads for that this month. Go Mars. Go Mars. Yeah.
Literally.
He's following up everybody and it's like, oh, let's tweak here, let's tweak there, let's make some changes, kind of like following up behind the crew. So once he passes Saturn, we're probably gonna kick into some other gear. Like you'll probably get over something or deal with something as he crosses Saturn, and then it'll be like,
mm-hmm.
Good. That feels better. Moving on.
Yep. After he takes a sheet, he will feel much lighter.
It'll give him wings.
Exactly. You don't need no Red Bull.
Oh gosh. All right. Feel good about Mars?
Yep.
Let's move on.
Jupiter and Saturn up here.
Yeah, I consolidated.
Yeah, I think it's smart. We've been talking about Jupiter. Yeah. I mean, for the outer planets, they're so slow. Might as well.
Yeah. So Jupiter is making a sign shift this month. Woo! We're going to start grounding in some of those big expansion moments. That's exciting. Mm-hmm. He goes from the Aries Cetus void to Taurus officially this month when he aligns with, I think it's Omicron Taurus is. Yep. I think that's the star. Yep. Omicron Taurus, the first star in Taurus, according to a perpendicular alignment with the ecliptic. So that's mid-month. There's something else that was like the 17th that seemed important. So that's maybe one to watch too. This transit or sign change.
Wait, what did you say on the 17th?
There's something that was on the 17th. We'll have to go back and review the slides, but maybe it was like an Andromeda Galaxy alignment. Something was aligned with the Andromeda Galaxy. I don't know. We'll go back and check it later, but just a note, because I'm kind of always thinking on like, what's the power day this month?
Yes, that was
that Venus might be a power day.
North Node.
Oh, that's definitely going to be a power window. 17th, 18th, Venus North Node. That'll be interesting. Obviously, the eclipse on the 8th is a power day, but I think there might be a couple this month. Okay. No significant fixed star alignments, but Jupiter will conjunct Uranus on the 20th. So that is also like, that might be a window like 17th, 18th. There's probably something going on the 19th somewhere. And then the 20th. The 20th definitely feels major. Mm-hmm. I'm putting that's definitely a power day.
420 Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus.
Yeah. Amazing. So that's enough. Like we're moving into those creation zones, like materializing things with Jupiter, expanding and creating things, landing them on the planet. This is the first official zodiac sign.
That's right. And
So
there's a
we have
lot,
arrived.
yeah. And there's so much abundance to be had when Jupiter is in Taurus as well, like abundance of the material realm.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be really great for those who work with the natural world, who have been putting in all of their Jupiter work, expect, high quality materials, foods, riches of all sorts.
Yeah, it could also be very tactile, like somatic. I mean, Venus rules Taurus. So it'll probably have some influence on energies coming through Venus as well. Interestingly, just like kind of when you start thinking through things, you're like, oh yeah, you're probably gonna start feeling things a lot more.
Yeah, in the physical body.
Somatically, clairsentience, that kind of stuff. But also very tangible things because Taurus. So
Yep.
go out and enjoy. Yeah, this really feels like
Feels good.
because of where he's at in his, cycle around the zodiac. It does really feel like go out and enjoy nature. Like April, go out and enjoy, and May, especially because it's going to be towards the end of the month that he makes this sign change. But really start connecting with the natural world, the planet, like your food, like do all those things like Sachi was saying earlier. Really cook with intention, grow your food, or if you can't grow, nobody has a lot of time right now to grow all their food, but take steps, grow a windowsill herb garden, anything like just
chaos garden. Just throw tons of seeds.
I know, I love
throw tons of seeds and just see what wants to stay alive for you.
Yeah. Hashtag chaos gardening.
It really it's amazing for those who want to grow good food and herbs and stuff, but just don't want to put in any time. If you just want to reap the rewards and do nothing, all you got to do is plant that seed. That's it.
It's just funny because this conjunction Jupiter Uranus reminds me of something I've seen on Instagram where it's like a guy that has a big like Parmesan cheese shaker that you would shake on cheese on pizza, and he fills it up with wildflower seeds, and he rides like a one wheel around the city, and he sprinkles it everywhere. He's like, oh, there's a dirt patch, wildflowers.
Yes,
And
I've seen that. Yeah.
Chaos gardening at its finest. That is this transit, is like go out and do nature things and be unpredictable and glitch the matrix with your awesome natural abundance.
Exactly. And because Jupiter is the planet of travel, exploring, like if you have the want to travel the world simply for seeing the world, for experiencing the world, for touching different parts of the earth, tasting different cultures, this is a great time to work with Jupiter. Jupiter will get you where you want to go.
100% agree. And it also, with the Uranus component, it's literally like flip a coin or grab an almanac and flip to a page and put your finger on the page and be like, that's where we're going. Like put some level of unpredictability in it, or some randomness. Like allow, because the universe speaks through randomness. There is order in chaos. It's a higher order, right? Yes. So play with that. Be like, we're gonna plan a trip, and we're gonna flip a coin for where we're gonna go, or whatever. Pick a number.
Get your astrocartography chart, put it on the wall, and throw a dart.
Throw a dart at it. Oh god, that's amazing.
And then just like see.
Yep.
If it's on any lines that you have or intersections, really.
Yeah, play with it. It's really a glitch the matrix, but I agree with you 100%. Traveling or even higher learning, it could be really interestingly learning about the energy systems of the planet, the Merkaba systems.
Yeah, it's a great time to study.
The aura. Yeah. Ask your guides for, information. Like it'd be a great time to manifest those connections and be like, I would like to learn more about planetary physics. Guides,
Mhm.
thank you very much. Metaphysics, like how all the energies in the solar system work as harmonic units, like how they all, it could be fascinating for landing some stuff like that, some wisdom on the
Mhm.
planet like that. So it could also be about landing higher knowledge on the planet and manifesting it as something that you can offer to others.
Mhm. And it can also be because Taurus is all about the material luxuries and just loves all the luxurious things. With Jupiter and Taurus, it's like luxury travel and really enjoying the finest things in life that you can in different places, especially with Uranus there. It is so easy to call in these groups of people that you have soul contracts who can help you access these types of experiences. Just call them in and let them find you.
Yeah. Yep, it could be some interesting things energy wise for sure, with travel, grid work, all kinds of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely grid work.
Yeah. Definitely something wants to be bridged from the unconscious realms too. Like I keep seeing that Uranus component and I'm like, there's something from, the deeper psyche that wants to come and be manifested. And it's big. Like the
Mm-hmm.
connection to your subconscious is so huge. So yeah. Could be a lot of wisdom coming through there.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the, oh my gosh, I'm a portal keeper and I know where my portal is on the planet. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
there. That kind of stuff could be really cool.
Exactly.
I think this is definitely one to watch this month. I'm so happy, Jupiter, that you've made it.
Me too.
Love you here.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Carla.
Howdy,
Carla just
howdy.
got home from an Aztec tobacco. Oh, she just got gifted Aztec tobacco seeds.
Wow. That
Amazing.
is super cool. That is
Yeah.
definitely some potent
Plant
plant
medicine.
medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. Very grounding
Mm-hmm.
medicine. That's really cool. Good times. Okay. Saturn, Lady Saturn. What's up with you? Okay, she's in Aquarius this month. All month she'll be there for a while longer, hanging out in her happy place where Saturn's happy in Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess Saturn would be happy in Capricorn too, because she does like to
We'll
get
be
shit
more
done. So
happy.
she
Yeah.
probably, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she feels more sociable
It's
in
more,
Aquarius.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. More, it's kind of like Saturn in Capricornus is getting all the work done. Saturn in Aquarius is the feedback survey at the end
Yeah.
of like, how did that go? What is your opinion? It's
Here's your gift
collecting,
bag.
exactly,
Yeah.
collecting data on the structures and how they're benefiting different classes of people and groups of people and trying to figure out, okay, well, you know, is revolution necessary right now? The way things are running?
Yeah.
Can we get some better tech to help with these issues?
Yeah. What's in this Akashic record? Let's go check that out and see if we can upgrade you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you available for new operating system?
Yeah. It will download today at
Yes.
4 a.m.
Right.
Just click
4
OK.
a.m. Just
Or,
make sure you go to sleep.
uh-huh,
Don't set your
exactly.
alarm.
Uh-huh.
I'll wake you up when it's done.
Exactly.
Yeah. So conjunctions, the Saturn Moon Matrix Day. I always like to track that. April 6th. Saturn Moon Matrix. There she
That's also
is.
like Saturn, Moon, Mars matrix day.
Yeah, it's
They are
pretty
not
darn
alone.
close.
They are not alone.
It's going to be a triangulation there for a little bit. Moon moves fast, so it's not like you're going to feel it for an extended period of time, but it's kind of like a reverberating gong. It's like, boom, it hits the
Mm-hmm.
energetic, and something definitely usually manifests through those. Definitely, usually. Sometimes, maybe, usually, always manifest through those. With Mars there, it's almost 100%
Yeah, it's gonna be tangible.
that something's going to come through. Mars is going to give it a little bit
99.9.
of a little bit of extra oomph.
Mm-hmm.
So that might or might not be fun. Might be some lunar matrix stuff that needs to be cleaned up that day. So that's on the 6th. And then April 10th, Mars and Saturn are officially conjunct. We did talk about that extensively in the Mars section. Could be weird, could be motivating.
I feel very motivated. Well, obviously, what I'm going to be doing is different than what other people may be doing, but it definitely feels very motivating for those who are, in business, who are creating new structures, building legacies. It feels like a little bit, it's like putting the premium gas in your tank. It's
Yeah,
like,
you
all
might
right,
feel
here you go.
urges. You might feel urges like revolution or this is what I'd be watching the collective for. Is there like groups in countries that are like feeling pushed to rebellion, stages
Yeah,
of
powder
collective
kegs.
rebellion? Like, yeah, watch that stuff with like one eye out the corner of your eye kind of thing and be like, mm-hmm. And it may not affect you personally, but if it does, you know there's some work to do there with those kind of plants, like karmic things, and then masculine energy, doing energy, make more aligned choices, go clean
Yes,
up your karma.
exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. The collective anger can really come
Yeah,
out here.
can sweep you up in that. So
Mhm.
with that water jug pouring out, don't get swept up in that. Stay grounded and just keep asking questions like, okay, what's mine to deal with here? I'm going to take action on that. I'm not going to go, with the herd mentality, whatever that is, if that is how it presents. So it's just take aligned action, address any karmic things, make better or different choices. It's it could be weird. It could be weird. It might be weird. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be.
It could be very
Well,
motivating
more
and being
weird
like,
than
I feel like
hurting
I'm getting
anybody.
so much good work done. It could be like that too.
Yeah.
Just depends on how it presents for you. So if you want more info on that and you didn't listen to the Mars section, go listen to the Mars section because we did talk more about
You did.
it there. Okay, significant fixed star alignments, Ashinar and Anka. Because Saturn moves so slow, it's not both those alignments, although they are very, very close together, they are not exactly on the same line. And Saturn moves slowly, so it does actually, those happen on different days. One day is, I think, the 20th. Yes, Ashinar and Eridanus, the river constellation, is the 20th, which I feel like is connected to the elementals and sort of inner earth vibey stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 22nd, Anka in Phoenix, which feels very transformative. So it'll be like a slow shift across that. You may feel both at the same time for an extended period of time. Like it could be a couple days that you're feeling both. Or it could be like, oh, I definitely felt this one here. And then 2 days later, I definitely felt that vibe there. So just see how it feels. With Saturn here, she could bring some real wisdom at the high vibe. Like I always feel like Eridanus is such a high vibey fixed star, or not Eridanus, Ashinar. Wait a minute. Which one is the star? Eridanus is the star. No, Eridanus is the constellation. I always do that with the star. Ashinar is such a high vibey fixed star with the elementals and sort of the inner earth realms. Saturn, it could be some really interesting crone energy coming in that day. It really depends on what's in your personal Akashic. I feel like with Saturn, it always depends on what you've got in the soul contracts and the Akashic stuff as to how you experience it. Because again, Eridanus, the constellation, is the river that runs from I think the right foot of Orion. So it can also, be like, oh, by the way, here's all this emotional water running off Orion. It can have some weird energy, and it feels like maybe elemental re-encryption, which is like, subatomic type recoding. So Saturn could bring up some challenging things that it may not be consciously easy to understand. unless you have some clairvoyance turned on in some way, where you're like, oh, I see that. It's at the 1D level. It's the earth element, or, Saturn, it probably would be. Or it could be the water element, But it could either be bringing up some karmic stuff for very below the conscious radar re-encryption and transmutation, or it could be talking to your elf friends in inner earth.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See how it plays out.
Yeah. The Fae folk are also part of the elementals. Mermaids.
Yep.
Unicorns. They're all elemental spirits.
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely with the proximity to Anka and Phoenix constellation, it's always an opportunity to up level through there, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So transmute.
That's right.
That's right. Go Saturn. We like you from that lead to gold. It's lead to gold alchemy at a very elemental base frequency through there. Aquarius is like the crystalline plasmic water codes, like those beautiful translucent pastel rainbow codes that come flowing in. So Saturn in this placement really can be led to crystalline water transmutation. Like, it can be amazing, but you might have to put in the work. Saturn might not hand it to you on a silver platter. She usually doesn't. She's like, you made the mess, you go clean it up.
Yep.
I'm just holding the record for you.
So. Very true.
Anything else you want to throw in the hat for Saturn? She's cruising closer to that Aquarius Pisces void, but she'll be in Aquarius for a while longer.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to hear about Saturn in Aquarius, I think that is our first transit episode that we ever did. Saturn has been in Aquarius the whole time the True Sky crew has been around. And, we definitely are a manifestation of Saturn in Aquarius.
Yep.
Business for the collective.
Mm-hmm. Bringing it to the collective, bringing the truth bombs.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
Our truth gift baskets.
Yeah.
We'll never bomb you guys. We'll never bomb you.
Would you mind filling out a survey on the way?
Would you rather have a bomb or a gift basket?
Thanks for participating.
Although Saturn doesn't give participation trophies, but it will be recorded that you were there.
That is enough. I count that as a participation. You get merits.
Yeah, I get merits.
Yeah. There you go. Participation merits.
Yeah.
Check. You did it. Good job. Now get on with it, right? Saturn's like, good job. You finally cleaned that up. Now go be a real human, for crying out loud. Right?
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to Chiron, I think is next. If you're ready. Are you ready to move on?
Yep. That sounds good. We got Chiron and
let's go check out what dude's doing this month. What you up to, buddy? There he is, hanging out in Pisces. All month. He'll be there for quite a while. Pisces is so big and he moves kind of slow. Mm-hmm. Conjunctions, April 8th, the sun. We've talked about all these already, so I'm going to go fast. April 15th, Mercury retrograde. April 21st, Venus. Bing, 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 bing. Look at him go. Chiron. Okay, no significant fixed star alignments. He's kind of just cruising, I think, between Sadirada and something else. Alpha Rats? I think that's what it is. Don't quote me unless I have it written down. You cannot quote me on things.
It is, but I'm pretty sure. Rats, and I think that's
Sadirada. Yeah, that's Sadirada. Mm-hmm. Yep. So getting closer to Alpha Rats. No, getting closer to
Sadirada.
Sadirada. Thank you. I'm thinking of the node, the north node. Okay. So that's what he's doing. Some interesting bridging opportunities, multiple bridging opportunities this month with Sun, Mercury, and Venus there. So interesting combo. I also think it's interesting, like, I always consider Uranus is a combo, like a combined archetype of Mercury and Venus. It's like somatic, it's like bioelectricity kind of vibe. So it's interesting that both Mercury and Venus are going to be making this conjunction, probably bringing some stuff up to make attunements like that, like comprehensively. And with the sun, there you go, bioelectricity right there. Somatic bioelectricity attunements in general. Spiritual tech attunements. Love it.
Yep. With Mercury and Venus conjunction, a lot of healing of the throat chakra, healing of the third eye chakra, so mental health healing,
Yeah.
speech integrity healing, a lot of health healing in general, since Mercury also rules over just general health. And then with Venus, a lot of heart chakra healing, which we talked about in the Venus part of the episode as well.
Yeah. You may just feel like singing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may just be happy humming a tune that day. Venus conjunct. I know we're talking about Chiron, but Venus conjunct Mercury. Yeah, you may just be feeling good that
maybe
day.
you might be feeling like crying, and that's okay too.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
let it
okay
out.
too. You can sing a song about that too.
Yeah,
Lots of people do. That's how they work
that's
it out.
right. Exactly.
Write
And
some music that day.
uh-huh. Or some
Yep.
poetry or some art.
Write you some haikus.
Uh-huh.
And then go treat yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. In general, yeah, Chiron is going to help us make bridges. Like he is the key that helps us make connections to our deeper subconscious because he orbits around Saturn and Uranus. So he's sort of the go-between that's like, hey, you got this karma over here. Let me show you the soul wound. Guess what? It's connected to something in the subconscious, out past Uranus. Go find, I'll take you there kind of thing, or I'll bring it up and you can noodle through it. So he's very helpful in that way. So that's why it's like always embrace the thing that seems like it's, I don't know, like you don't want it to be there, or it's a shit show, or it just seems like, oh my God, this is just it's like give that part of you a hug, because it's the key to finding the thing that is allowing that to manifest in the first place, and it's somewhere in the subconscious. So in that way, Chiron is so important in our psyches.
Yes.
Also, I think he's a fragment off of the planet Maldek. Is that right? I'm gonna have to make sure that that's right. But I think he's a chunk of Maldek that's where it orbits around. So it also speaks to knitting back the harmonics of our solar system. Like that's kind of why there's soul wounds in the first place, is because there's harmonics that are askew in our system from massive destruction. So that's why he's important. Kind of a big deal.
He is.
So yeah, go tune into your spiritual self. Don't shun anything that comes up that feels uncomfortable. Dive into it. And on that note, let's go see what Uranus is doing. Well, we kind of talked about him too, because he's hanging out with Jupiter this month. He will be moving into Taurus on April 14th. Welcome. Spiritual tech landing on the planet. Let's do this.
Yes.
Like light body tech, upgrades, all that cool somato, electric. Yes. Biofield stuff.
Yes. And the way that science and technology have been utilized just in general by society at large and certain companies and forces. Once Uranus hits into Taurus, it's definitely going to slow down. There, we'll probably see more regulations, more societal pushback, and really a focus on going more organic and all natural.
I love that. And with Uranus too being sort of like the unpredictable guy, it could also be like Earth cleanup. It could be the other side of the coin, is like major cleanup movements. Like I follow all these people on Instagram that are like, we're cleaning the oceans. Here's our innovative technology for collecting ocean trash and this and that, and all kinds of, soil remediation and air cleaning and this kind of stuff. Could be cleaner energy sources, right? Using more nature powered sources to create energy. So we still have the comforts of what we know as life right now, but it just gets cleaner. It gets more aligned. Could also be like, I could see it also like living more in harmony with the cycles of the planet too.
Yes.
Like maybe go, well, this is kind of a personal play out, but when it's dark, go to bed. Turn your lights off. Turn your artificial technology off and go to bed and
I need to
live
get
in
it
sync
up.
with the planet. So you might feel that urge too. I know I do. Like I should start getting back on a day schedule. Yes, and enjoy the sunshine more.
Yep. Or
So,
find a hemisphere where you don't have to change your cycle.
yeah, there you go. Think outside the box.
Find a different time zone.
That's right. I'll go live in Antarctica where it's all good because it's always dark. Actually, those polar sunrises and sunset, that twilight zone that's just like almost all the time twilight or all the time darkness is kind of incredible to me. I think that'd be really cool to visit to that, not to live there. I don't think I could handle living in the dark, really.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
Without access to sunlight if I decided to wake up and go do it. But I would definitely love to visit there. Go see the aurora, the Earth tech. Yeah, go see the aurora stuff going on. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction with some organic alignments with tech and things landing on the planet. Maybe like with Jupiter in the mix, like we were talking in the Jupiter side, some people might start downloading really great ideas for clean energy and things like that. So time to build that stuff.
Definitely.
That conjunction with Jupiter is on April 20th, and we talked about that. And there's no significant fixed star alignments for Uranus this month. He's just slowly cruising.
Love it.
So good job, these two. I'm really happy for these two to be hanging out.
Yep, moving together into Taurus. It's a good energy.
True. Okay, you ready to move on to Neptune and Pluto?
Let's do it.
All right, Neptune in Pisces.
That's right.
He's been there for quite a while. He will be there for quite a while longer.
And he loves it. Neptune is at home in Pisces. So
yeah, so much of that spiritual, like the spiritual human, like really wants to come online through this with all the other transits. It's really quite a opportune time to be on the planet with this transit going on. Love it. So he will be conjunct Venus on the 3rd of April, so early in the month. That's going to be just a lovely transit, I think. And the 29th, very towards the end of the month, Mars. So, haha, Venus, Mars, Neptune things.
Love it.
Yes. It's like a time-coded hierogamic union type energy. It's like
Neptune is a good third for Venus and Mars.
Yeah, I think so too. He's open to whatever.
Yeah, very
you guys just come on through whenever. We'll make the attunements. It's good. And he will not be making any fixed star alignments this month. Not yet. Still cruising. And then Pluto, our friend Pluto, hanging out in the Sag Cat void, will be aligning with Altair this month. That is so exciting. It's kind of like long awaited. And if you haven't watched our US True Sky Pluto return episode, definitely go check that out because we talk a lot about the significance of Aquila, the Eagle constellation where Altair lives, and the significance of Pluto coming into this alignment with the US. The US being created as a country. So lots of interesting societal things going percolating in the background, sort of
It's true.
at a collective level. Lots of things want to crumble and shift, make transformations at a very foundational level.
Change.
So, yeah, making some change. It's also, I feel like Altair, jokingly call Altair the astral zoom room. So there can be a lot of shadow astral stuff that wants to come up to be reattuned, and I feel that's very significant with all the Pisces things we've talked about. Like,
yep.
Here comes Pluto saying, yep, we're going to level it up. Let's clear out some of these things that are remote viewing timelines on this planet, and maybe hacking your, spiritual operating system. And basically how you clean it up is do your shadow work so they can't hook into you in the first place, right? You're not available. You don't operate that bandwidth, and that stuff just crumbles. It just basically gets pulled out because it can't hang on anymore. So I feel like there's some significant things going on at like a countrywide level for the US with some energetic cleanup work, but also just this month in general for, peeps in general. Wow, I'm really tired. In general.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, if you did not catch the Pluto US return, go check that out.
Yeah. Lots of good info, and you'll probably have some aha moments about some things. So, yeah. It could be like monetary transitions. It can be a lot of things in this alignment, but energetically, I do feel like it's sort of a let's clean the hooks out of the psychic body type vibe with Pluto. So you may, there is an awesome side to Pluto too, like at that deep subconscious level, when you integrate that Pluto energy, is like you have contacts with some really ancient parts of yourself, like beyond time and space. So yeah, it's definitely worth digging into.
Absolutely. It's funny in the chat, they're talking about, Carla and Melody are talking about Seattle. Carla's doing some luxury traveling in Seattle in April, and I was just in Seattle today. That's where my layover was.
Oh my gosh.
So it's so funny that you are mentioning that, because I was literally just there. I hope you enjoy Seattle. I didn't see much of it, just the airport, but I will say the airport has the best airport food that I've ever had. Really incredible. Lots of cheese too, which I enjoy.
Loves her cheese.
I do.
It's hilarious. Yeah, so you guys were almost had a meetup. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. What a synchro.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so definitely you could do some deep subconscious diving into the astrals of that placement to do some shadow work. Might take you some really interesting places, might not be so fun. Sometimes there can be some really not fun stuff in that Pluto level, but when you integrate it, it's amazing. It's basically, you're clearing, it's like once you've integrated Pluto, you're clear to travel outside the solar system. Basically, astral traveling, you have I am a galactic citizen passport stamp. They can't, you're no longer in quarantine in the solar system. So he's a big deal. Integrating that. And I feel like this is a big opportunity at a personal level. I think that's the word I was looking for earlier. It was like, what was coming to my brain was not the right thing. And it was like, oh, yeah, personal for you, not collective. But it could also be a collective play out. So good times. If weird shadow stuff shows up for you to work on, just give it a hug or ask it who it is, ask it why it's there, figure out what's going on with it. So you can get your free to travel stamp.
Yep.
Do the things. You good with, you want to throw anything else in there with Pluto?
No, I feel like we've talked about Pluto so
Yeah,
often in every single episode, especially with the US Pluto return.
yeah.
I mean, on a personal level, I mean, working with Pluto in general is going to help you make the changes that you want to make. So it's kind of like you either make your own tower moment or Pluto gonna come smack that ass, and not
Yeah.
gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. So make the changes that
Don't mess with
do
Pluto.
not mess with Pluto.
Pluto will mess with you if you mess with
Mhm.
Pluto.
Pluto will destruct everything you thought you knew and who you were, which
Yeah.
personally I enjoy for the most part. Done it my whole life. But um now that I'm able to sort of evolve instead of go through death and rebirth, it's much better.
Yeah, it's better, way better. You almost have to be in a place where you understand inner work and inner
Hmm.
alchemy
Yeah.
to work on Pluto because, and I feel it's true with Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Hmm.
Because they're subconscious planets, you have to bring what is subconscious to the conscious mind. You have to bring it to that inner solar system. So it does require diligence and patience and um, really and working at it. Like it's not something he's going to just roll up and be like, hey, I'm here. If he does,
Hmm.
it's usually something that manifests that's not awesome initially. It'll
Agreed.
show up as a tower moment because it's something that needs change from a deep subconscious place. It can also be something that's coming through ancestors or, you know, 52 past lives ago, you did something that was out of alignment and it's coming back to be addressed. Like it can be really hard to understand. So be patient with yourself. Ask a
Hmm.
lot of questions, like quantum questions. Meditate, talk to your higher self, be like, yo, what's up, Pluto? Higher self, what's going on here? So anyway, you're right. We do talk about a lot. The outer planets are kind of repetitive because they don't move fast. So I like to just leave little nuggets because I don't know. I just like to give updates.
Hmm.
I don't want to
Yeah,
go
it is
back
good. And
42
I love
episodes
Altair.
of stuff
I
and
love
never know where the
Altair.
good stuff is. Yeah. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and this is a very significant alignment. Altair is a
Yeah,
very significant star, really
absolutely.
a
And
big deal.
I
So
work with Altair personally. For those of you who already know about feathermancy, the divination modality that I have invented of reading feathers, not just the colors, but you can read each side, where you found it, how you found it, whether there are breakages in there, different patterns, various multicolored, and so on. I was working with Altair at the time and Altaria, the Pokemon, when I was getting the information to channel Feathermancy. So I love Altair. And when I was traveling, someone gifted me an eagle stuffy named Altair. So I know I have been putting it in and doing the right things with Pluto. I have no doubt. And my son's been
yeah.
on Pluto, so Pluto is the nearest and dearest friend of mine.
Yeah, you've been working that angle your
I
whole
have
life,
been
girl.
Plutonian my whole life.
You came to integrate the whole solar system. It was already done deal when you hit the ground.
That is true. I believe it.
Yep, for sure. Those are the signs in a chart too. Like when you see conjunctions like that, it's like they're soup to nuts doing the whole inner alchemy thing. That's their life. They're living that in this
Yeah,
lifetime. So
and I am.
that is a power placement.
Hmm.
Sun conjunct Pluto.
Hmm.
If you got shadows, you gonna see it.
Yes.
But
Oh
you are
God.
also very powerful. Yeah, you're also
Yeah.
very powerful.
The levels of shadow that I had to work through. Whew, I'm just glad I did it
Yeah,
when I was young because I hated suffering.
yeah,
Life was a shadow realm for a very long time.
yeah. Until you pop through that wall, that energy
Till I
wall.
did the work.
That's right. And that's what it's all about. Good job. So,
All right,
what
well,
else do we have? We have the
North
nodes,
Node, yep, and that's it.
and then we
Which I
will
guess
have completed our tour of the
yeah.
solar system for this session.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't really need the Sky Safari because
As it doesn't show them as well, you can kind of show,
I can show where it
scroll
is.
to kind of where they are, or we kind of know
Hmm.
where they are. Or you could pull up the eclipse chart. You could pull up one of the other charts just to show them
Okay.
even though they kind of move, but not that fast. It's up to you.
Should I do full moon or new moon?
Let's do new moon because it's an eclipse, and why not? It's the power chart. So the North Node is in Pisces, South Node is in Virgo. They've been that way for a while. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on there, isn't it? Well, you can see the South Node really good. You can see that it's clearly in Virgo. And then on the other side of the chart, North Node is in Pisces. It is
right here.
It moves. Yeah, it moves. In a chart, it moves clockwise. So it is about, it's not quite halfway through Pisces yet. It's more than a quarter, not quite half. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's close to the Pisces symbol. It's hard to see in there, but you get it, just so they can kind of see where it is. Conjunctions, Sun, Venus, Mercury. Technically not Mercury, but it stops with less than a 1 degree orb, but doesn't technically cross the node. Mercury doesn't technically cross the node again, but I thought it was worth a mention that he's going to be parked adjacent to the node while he's stationing direct around 24th, 25th. So that feels like, yeah, like there might be some dragon riding going on that day.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. And then yeah, some activation, North Node activations with Sun and Venus. For sure. Mm-hmm. So 2 definite activations and 1 sort of long side eye from Mercury. Are you sure you're ready to ride that dragon? Go ahead and give it a try. Sure. Yeah. And no significant fixed star alignments, but this is the one I almost put a note on here, but I didn't for some reason. He is really, really, really close to Alpha-Rats, I believe, in alignment. The North Node is really close to that alignment. Is like hovering. It's going to be hovering at Alpha-Rats all month, and Alpha-Rats is a Pegasus star. So it doesn't officially make the alignment till May, but it's definitely noodling around there for a good extended amount of time. So we're going to be feeling that. We're going to feel that Pegasus North Node vibe. Let's upgrade our templates. Let's upgrade our DNA. You're going to feel it. You might just feel it, if you know what I mean. It's like the attunements might just come in and you might have to deal with it. That's North Node. It's like, we're here, deal with it.
Yep. You're
getting an upgrade. Figure it out. Put your seatbelt on that dragon. And the South Node on the other side is bouncing us out in nice Virgo energy. No significant fixed star alignments with the South Node either, but does have a conjunction with Black Moon Lilith on the 29th. And that's true Black Moon Lilith, not the mean or the average. It's the actual erratic, wobbly movement of the Black Moon calculation. And will be exactly conjuncted on the 29th. So that feels spicy. The rest of the month feels pretty good, but that day does feel like, oh, there might be some past life bitch slapping going on. Yeah. Energetically speaking.
Definitely. Dark feminine things.
Yeah. Yes. So give yourself, that's another day. Definitely give yourself some space on that day. It's not a planet. It's actually like a void. It's a mathematical calculation point based on, I forget which one, perigee. Which one's the further one away? Apogee or
I think it's apogee.
Apogee is the one that's further.
Let me double check.
It's the one that's further. So it's the distance from the Earth to the moon. And White Moon Selena is the shorter distance, and Black Moon Lilith is the further distance. So, and that happens because the moon's orbit is actually an ellipse. It is not a circle. So I usually translate it as Black Moon Lilith is like the long way out of the lunar matrix, and you got to wade through all that lunar matrix, distorted feminine emotional stuff. It can be really challenging. There can be a lot of really gnarly, like bloodline curses. It can get really gnarly with black moon love. So
Apogee's the
give yourself
furthest, yeah.
Apogee's the furthest.
The
Okay.
furthest.
So that's what that is, apogee. And just give yourself a lot of space and grace that day. If anything wants to come up, you can just give Lilith a hug and be like, girl, it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
I got you. And if it's an ancestor, you got them too, right? If it's something that you're dealing with through ancestral lineage things, or just really like entangled, stuck psychic trauma type emotions, like just be like, okay, where's it coming from? Who's running that? Dude, go through that whole routine. Black Lilith can be not the most fun. I feel like it's the least fun of the two Liliths. Asteroid Lilith is a little easier to work with. Black Moon Lilith is just, she's just not
for
fun.
the rage and vengeance.
Yeah.
Resides, yeah.
Can be grudges and curses and all kinds of weird stuff in there. Just, yeah. So the best way to deal with it is like, oh, there you are.
There, yep.
Hey there.
Recognize it and clear it. Especially
Where
with the South Node, a lot of
past life stuff. Yeah, that's why I kind of feel like can be ancestral, can be connected to personal past lives. If you've done some things out of alignment that need to be addressed, that could be a very spicy day.
Indeed.
And that will be after the full moon. So that's probably good.
Yeah.
Get over that full moon hurdle. And then we'll talk.
Yep.
So put that one on the calendar to just, make that an easy day for sure. Let that one be easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yes. Got any thoughts on power days for April?
I mean, I think we gotta say the 8th is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The eclipse. I mean, that it's so intense. And I guess it depends on what kind of power, but honestly, this whole Pisces stellium the whole month is like spiritual power at its finest.
Yeah. It may not be super in your face. It may be very ethereal. I feel like the power day, the day that Uranus and Jupiter are conjunct, that's definitely a power day. Was it the 20th? Was it the 20th?
It is the 20th. Yeah, 420. There was some other things that were happening on 420 as well. Some other alignments.
Yeah. Saturn was aligned with Ashinar. Let's see. That feels very I feel like it is auspicious, Saturn aligned with Ashinar, honestly.
Mercury and Venus are conjunct the day before.
Yeah, so we're riding that in, tail into that. 21st, Venus and asteroid Chiron are conjunct.
That's also when the sun on the 20th is aligned with Merak. Yeah. And Andromeda
alignment. Yeah, so it does feel like there's a few days, like it'll probably phase in, but I really feel like there's going to be a definite surge of energy, Jupiter and Uranus conjunct, and we've got a couple things going on leading up, like the day before and something after, so it feels maybe like 19, 20, 21. Oh, I put something about Taurus on the 18th, something moving into Taurus on the 18th. I think that was
Jupiter, and then Uranus on the 14th.
And I also feel like the full moon, I mean, honestly, because it's got that partial, very, very, very minor partial, wow, so there, lunar eclipse effect, because it's within a 10-degree orb to the south node. It'll be a south node, basically full moon with a south node lunar eclipse minor effect. I feel like that's probably a prelude to the Black Moon Lilith thing with the South Node. Like, yep, we're going to push some of that up, and in case you didn't get it all, we're going to hit it again. A couple days later, on the 29th, at the end of the month, 29th, with South Node and Black Moon Lilith. So, what day is that? The 23rd. So there's a few days in between the full moon and that South Node Black Moon Lilith thing, but there might be like a pocket of four, like pop, 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 four big pops this month energetically. We'll noodle on it some more.
It's riding the dragon, so it's gonna go up and down like a roller coaster.
Yeah, really.
The whole month, honestly, or riding the wave.
How to Train Your Dragon months.
Yeah.
Indeed. Good stuff. Anything else you want to throw in the hat?
I don't think so.
Right on. I feel like we have taken our tour of the solar system this month. Thanks everybody for joining us on that wild ride. It's going to be an interesting month.
Yes, it is. Yes, thank you for joining us for this episode. We are your hosts, Sachi and Janine. We are going to be doing our next episode in 2 weeks on April 4th here live on YouTube, where we will discuss Libra, True Sky Libra. And as you probably already know, Janine and I are both Libra.
That's going to be our favorite episode ever. Oh, come back, Sachi. She'll be back in a minute. There she is. Yay. Oh, you blipped out there for a minute. We got so excited about Libra, I think we fridged out the audio.
Okay. Okay, I'll just start over.
Yeah, we stopped at like yay, we're both Libras.
Oh, okay. Yay. We both have a lot of primary data that we are going to be sharing with you. So lots of good stuff. It's one that you will not want to miss. You will definitely want to tune in. And again, thank you everyone for joining us live and everyone in the replay. I am Sachi. You can find me online at Sachi the Seer on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter/X. I have done a soft opening of my books. If you are interested in working with me, I have astrology and Pokemon card and tarot readings available. Grab them while they're there. I actually did a soft opening on my Instagram subscriber only, and that booked out pretty quickly. So it is a soft open to the public, and right now it is booking for May, June. So just be aware of that. And
good stuff. That's exciting. I'm sure everybody's excited your books are open again.
I think so, yeah.
I am available on Instagram. My books are closed for working on the daily planner and garden season. So my offerings right now will just be through whatever creative juices want to be shared through Instagram posts and through this podcast content. So thanks, you guys, for just being chill while I work on some things in the background here for a while. We'll see what pans out in a few months, but that's where you can find me for now.
Yep. And then you can find us both here in 2 weeks live on YouTube, April 4th for Libra. And until then, keep your feet on the ground and your eyes to the skies, because the true sky don't lie.
Have a great day or night.